of Atlantis University.
Just playing the commercial. Just playing the commercials when I call for them.
Yes, all spectators and guests to follow all meeting protocols.
Beautiful afternoon for college football here on the north side of Jacksonville. It is homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters University as we come to you live from the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium on the beautiful campus of Edward Waters University here in Jacksonville, Florida for this afternoon's contest between the 3 and 6 Tigers of Edward Waters University. They've won their last 2 games, 2 consecutive contests on the year as they get set to take on the 1 and 3 Atlanteans of Atlantis University. Welcome into this week's edition of the Global Freight and Commerce pregame show here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. My name is Joshua Jackson. Certainly glad you're along with us for another edition of Edward Waters University football here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Edward Waters, again, winners of their last 2 consecutive contests. They have been on a roll with those contests being on the road. There was some concern after that loss a few weeks ago here at home, the last home contest of the year on October the 8th against Albany State, where they were thrashed 56-7. But after a tough loss to North Carolina A&T and an understandable loss at that, North Carolina A&T, one of the premier HBCU football programs in the country. Tough loss on October 15th on the road, 45-7. The Tigers have rallied back, and they've rallied back in a big way. 45-13 winners on the road on October 22nd against Central State up in Wilberforce, Ohio, the longest road trip of the year for the Tigers of Edward Waters University, and they doubled that up. They had a short week to prepare for last Thursday's contest over against Miles College in Fairfield, Alabama, but the Tigers of Edward Waters did what they needed to do. They got the victory 22-16 on the road against the Golden Bears of Miles College. That puts them right now 3-4 in SIAC competition. A non-conference affair this afternoon, but with everything the way the season started for Edward Waters, with losing those contests against Clark Atlanta, Savannah State, Lane, with those first 3 contests of the year all in conference play. If you can finish out a year 4-4 with this young football team and a lot of momentum building into what would be a critical spring campaign and going into the 2023 season, if you're able to finish out the year 4-4 next year with next Saturday with the contest against Allen University, the final contest of the year in the AME Football Classic, that's going to go a long way toward the confidence of Toriano Morgan's ball club here in Jacksonville in the Tigers of Edward Waters University. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take our first timeout. This will be a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look back at last week's contest up in Fairfield, Alabama. The Tigers took down the Miles Golden Bears 22-16. We sit at about 26 minutes away from kickoff this afternoon's contest here in Jacksonville. Homecoming 2022 for the Purple and Orange of Edward Waters University as the Tigers take on the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. We're live from Glover Community Field and Stadium, and more of the Global Freight and Commerce pregame show continues after this word from our network sponsors right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Ooh, okay. Let me come down. Better? Okay. Yeesh. Okay. Try and come down. Is that better? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, fantastic. Sorry about that. Gotcha. Fantastic.
The official online home of Edward Waters University Athletics. In their first season competing as a full member of the SIAC, the Edward Waters women's volleyball team clinched the program's first SIAC East Division championship. The Lady Tigers will go for the SIAC.
Welcome back to Jacksonville and more of the Global Freight and Commerce pregame show here on the Edward Waters Sports Network as the Tigers of Edward Waters gets it to take on the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. Joshua Jackson here with you from a beautiful Glover Community Field and Stadium. It was a festive day today. Of course, homecoming 2022. We had a parade today earlier this morning, the largest parade in 20 years here at Edward Waters University. 110 pieces in the parade this morning. It's just fantastic showing from the community as the Tigers of Edward Waters celebrate homecoming. Also, yesterday had another festive portion of the year here at Edward Waters as we had our installation ceremony for our investiture ceremony, I should say, for our president and chief executive officer at Edward Waters University, and Dr. A. Zachary Faison Jr. being officially installed as the first president and chief executive officer in the history of Edward Waters University. So just a festive opportunity, festive afternoon here in Jacksonville, festive week, I should say, here in Jacksonville. Had a concert last night with Babyface that came over. We've got our step show tonight. We also got some hip-hop artists, Ball Greasy and Major 9 coming over here to the Adams Jenkins Community Sports and Music Complex. So festive goings on right here for the Purple and Orange of Edward Waters University. Well, the Tigers of Edward Waters, again, they got the job done last week up in Fairfield, Alabama. They took on the Miles Golden Bears and defeated Miles in a SIAC matchup to go to 3-4 on the year in the SIAC, winning that contest 22-16. Edward Waters started off hot last Thursday night with a 22-3 halftime lead on the Tigers of Edward Waters, on the Golden Bears of Miles College. Just the way that this offense has been going and the way the defense has been going as well. The takeaways that they've been able to get. They lead the SIAC in interceptions right now with 10 on the year combined as a unit. So they have just been playing some tremendous football as this Edward Waters University defense. Special teams got in action as well. A couple field goals last week for Jake Bandy and for Christian Bartley as they get the job done in the kicking game. But again, everything just firing on all cylinders for these Tigers of Edward Waters University. They get the 22-16 win last week on the road against the Golden Bears of Miles College. Edward Waters putting up great numbers last week offensively as a team. They put up 347 yards of total offense last week, 202 through the air, 145 on the ground. So again, just a tremendous job, and individually, you really got to give credit to Jarvin Russell. He's really taken the reins of this Edward Waters offense. Last week, he finished 21 of 27 passing for 202 yards, had an interception, and even added 7 carries for 38 yards and a touchdown in that victory last week. So the senior transfer from Alcorn State from Grand Prairie, Texas, really getting the job done for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. Chase Powers finishing the week last week with 9 tackles on the week. Ahmad Jordan getting an interception. Diamante Howard getting his first career interception, the sophomore from South Florida. And Dartrell Roll leads the SIAC in interceptions with 4 interceptions on the year. So Dartrell Roll really getting things going for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. So let's look at the Tigers after their victory last week against the Golden Bears of Miles College. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take another timeout, another 1-minute timeout here. When we come back, we'll take a look across the field at our opponent this afternoon, that being the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. We currently sit at about 21 minutes away from kickoff of this afternoon's contest here in Jacksonville. Homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters University as they take on the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. We're live from Glover Community Field and Stadium, and more of our pregame show continues after this word from our network sponsors right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Okay. Better? Okay. First and 10, Edward Waters, ball sitting at the 33-yard line. All right, fantastic. Cool. All right, thank you. Yep. Yep. Back here in Jacksonville, more of the Global Freight and Commerce pregame show continues here as the Tigers of Edward Waters University get set to meet the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. Joshua Jackson here with you. Let's take a look at these Atlanteans of Atlantis University. They come into the year 1-3 on the year. They are a new program out of Miami, out of Atlantis University, a program down in Miami that offers degree programs through information technology, engineering, business, healthcare, and foreign languages. This is their first year fielding intercollegiate athletics, so they have about 9 sports down there at Atlantis University, but this is their first year fielding a football team down there at Atlantis University. They've taken on a couple of 4-year programs, a couple of NAIA powerhouses in Bethel College on the road at the beginning of the year up in Newton, Kansas, and also in their second contest of the year, they took on Weber International. Both of those contests, they were shut out, 51-0 to Bethel and 30-0 against Weber International. They do come in 1-3 on the year. They defeated ASA College junior college down there in Miami, 19-10. But these Atlanteans of Atlantis University, a new program, beginning to build some things, playing pretty much a hybrid schedule with some club teams, some 2-year teams, as well as some 4-year teams this year under head coach Ty Wayne Stevens, a longtime high school coach down there in the South Florida area. Is head coach Ty Wayne Stevens for these Atlanteans of Atlantis University. But they come here to Jacksonville. It was a late addition for Atlantis to come onto the schedule for Edward Waters, as originally Edward Waters was supposed to host the University of Fort Lauderdale for homecoming this afternoon. But unfortunately, issues with Fort Lauderdale's program causing some issues there, and they weren't able to make the trip here to Jacksonville for the contest, so they actually shut down their program for the year. Atlantis comes in as a late opponent, and they come in ready to take on these Tigers of Edward Waters University. So that's a look at both teams, Atlantis and Edward Waters. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take another timeout here on the Global Freedom Commerce pregame show. When we come back, we'll take a look across the world of Edward Waters University Athletics, get you some updates from our teams here at Edward Waters this season, as they've been really doing some big things, are these Tigers of Edward Waters University. We'll go ahead and we'll take another timeout here. We'll sit at about 18 minutes away from kickoff of this afternoon's contest here in Jacksonville. The Tigers of Edward Waters and the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. We are live from Jacksonville, and more of the Global Freedom Commerce pregame show continues after this word from our network sponsors right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Fantastic. Yeah, please just stretch that as much as you can. three minutes is perfect. Thank you. Okay. Yes. 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 Thanks. Oh, of course, now he wants to send. If I send you the pregame scoreboard, could you play it? I just got it. I'm going to forward it to you now. Thanks. Now. Yes. All right, send it to you now. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to point out the starters.
Edward Waters University, the SIAC, and the NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity,
stats,
racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of this competition.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you for your cooperation and hope you enjoy today's contest. Tiger fans, welcome your very own Edward Waters University Triple Threat Marching Band as they enter the stadium.
What happened? You need me to do something else? Yeah, I can. Yep. Okay. Back here in Jacksonville, more of the Global Freight and Commerce pregame show here on the Edward Waters Sports Network as the Tigers of Edward Waters get set to meet the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. Joshua Jackson here with you from Glover Community Field and Stadium. Congratulations are in order for the Edward Waters University women's volleyball squad. Earlier this week, they clinched their first full season as competing as a member of the SIAC. They win their side of the SIAC. They are Eastern Division champions for 2022. Just a tremendous job. Congratulations to interim head coach Tage Valmir and the Lady Tigers of Edward Waters University. They will get set to head over to Mobile, Alabama to participate in the SIAC volleyball tournament that'll take place from next Thursday to next Saturday over in Mobile, Alabama. So best of luck to the Lady Tigers of Edward Waters as they get set to try to clinch another championship. Remember last year they won the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference Championship. So if they're able to make it 2 championships in a row, that will be huge for this program here in Jacksonville. They'll go into that tournament as the number 1 seed in the Eastern Division. So again, congratulations to the Lady Tigers of Edward Waters University as they really get the job done. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll step away real quick. We'll send it over to Network Control, where Alvin Washington will have this week's HBCU scoreboard. And then when you're done with that, can you just go and play another commercial? Another set of commercials? Right after that, yes. Thank you. Everybody in bold is a starter. So, 0 is a starter. 0. You got Coward. Coward is 2. You need to put him as 2, not 3. You missing somebody. There should be a 3 on there. Yep, Tyler King, 3. Scroll all the way down. And add a player. And just hit 3. Tyler King. Tylerking. Running back. He's a starter.
Check 1, check 2.
Okay. 50. 55. 77. 70. 53. Okay. Defense 9. Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. It's going to be 7. Fullback is 88. How many is that, 10? Tight end, 83. Okay. Defense, 9. Yep. 6. 93. Actually, change that to 99.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation
46.
from Reverend Darius Bowers, Director of Campus Ministry and Church Relations at Edward Waters University. And please
16.
remain standing for the performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing and our national anthem by the Edward
44.
Waters University Triple Threat Marching Band. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
36.
Let us pray. God of our weary
27.
God of our silent tears. God,
10.
we realize it's you that has brought us this far.
20.
And we are thankful because this is the day that you have made.
26.
We thank you for allowing our Tiger
for them, we
family
just
to
gonna
return home.
Pick 11 cats on offense, pick 11 cats on defense. Because I don't know who's.
We pray that
Yeah,
you
first
would bless
11,
this day
first 11 offense,
of
first 11
fellowship,
defense.
family, and football. We pray that you would bless each team, bless each
Okay,
institution.
and do the
Bless
same thing.
the leadership.
Yep, just pick 11 guys.
We thank you for Dr. Zachary Faison Jr. and the leadership of Edward Waters University. Continue to bless this institution. Bless these students. Bless
Save it
our
next.
alumni. And continue to bless us
Save
as
it
we
next.
bless someone else. In Jesus'
Save it
name,
next.
amen.
save it next. Say it again. Fantastic. Hurry. Yeah. We got the national anthem going on here, too, so when we come back, if I don't say anything, we probably got it's because the national anthem is being played. We've got the national anthem getting ready to be played here, so if I don't say anything, it's because the national anthem is being played. That's fine. Fantastic. It's going to be a good day. Yeah, I got you.
It's gonna rain.
Back here in Jacksonville, more of the Global Freight and Commerce pregame show here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. The Edward Waters University Triple Threat Marching Band is on the field. Now let's get a taste of them as they play the national anthem as well as the Negro national anthem. Lift every voice and sing. Great rendition of our national anthem being played by the Edward Waters University Triple Threat Marching Band under the direction of Dr. Alvin Davis in his third year at the helm of the Edward Waters University band program. Again, as we mentioned before we went to the HBCU scoreboard for our pregame, congratulations to the Edward Waters University women's volleyball squad. They win their first SIAC Eastern Division championship earlier this week. They'll head over to Alabama to be the #1 seed on the eastern side of the bracket in the Cricket Wireless SIAC women's volleyball championship. The Edward Waters University men's and women's cross-country squads went over to Macon, Georgia yesterday as they took part in their first Cricket Wireless SIAC men's and women's cross-country championships. The Edward Waters women's cross-country squad finishing 9th, while the men's cross-country squad finished 8th in their first year of SIAC action. So that'll do it for cross-country this year as the teams will focus now on indoor season, which will begin in the next few weeks here for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. Edward Waters men's and women's basketball right around the corner. The EWU women's squad opened up their season with an exhibition matchup, a tough loss on the road earlier this week on Tuesday to Bethune-Cookman down there in Daytona Beach. But the Lady Tigers are going to be rocking and rolling, ready to get things going as they begin their 2022-2023 campaign. They will be back here at home on November the 14th at 11 o'clock a.m. as the Lady Tigers of Edward Waters will host the Eagles of the University of Fort Lauderdale, as the Tigers will have their Make It a Kids Day contest as they will welcome a bunch of kids from the Northeast Florida area here to Jacksonville. So it should be a fun contest there, 11 o'clock a.m. on Monday, November the 14th. On November the 13th is when the EWU men will be at home. It'll be a 3 o'clock p.m. tip-off against Payne College. So for all the latest news scores and inside information for Tiger Athletics, of course, be sure to log on to our official website at EWUTigerPride.com. That'll do it for the Global Freight and Commerce pregame show here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. As always, we thank our friends over at Global Freight and Commerce for their continued support of Edward Waters University Athletics. We'll go ahead and we'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get you set for football here in Jacksonville. Homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters University as they welcome the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. We'll go ahead and we'll take a timeout. Don't touch that dial. Football on tap next right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network.
It's time to see which end zone the Tigers will score in first.
Do you want to play the legal ID first and then the open? Yeah, go ahead and do that. Right into the open. Yep. Yes, sir. Yep. Thank you. When you go ID open and then bring it to me, we should be ready for kickoff. All right, fantastic. Thank you. You can see, right? Okay, we should be fine. You're good. Yeah, when this gets done, just when they introduce me, just bring it to me, we'll be good to go. Don't worry about the legal ID. Just bring it straight to me. All right, thanks. Go grab another one of these off of there. We get set for football here in Jacksonville. Atlantis has won the toss, defers their option for the second half, so the Tigers of Edward Waters will open things up with the football here in Jacksonville. Welcome into homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters University as they take on these Atlanteans of Atlantis University. Joshua Jackson here with you from the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium on the beautiful campus of Edward Waters University. The rain, as you hear the song in the background, Missy Elliott's I Can't Stand the Rain. The rain beginning to come down a little bit here. It should dissipate here momentarily. We should be ready to go here for football. Enzo Cortesero has it teed up at the 35-yard line. Atlanteans will be kicking off from right to left as we see it and as you hear it. Cortesero on to kick. Back deep for Edward Waters is going to be Ferrante Coward and Damaris August. Approach the ball. Here's the kick. We're underway. It's going to be a high short kick this time. It will be taken at around the 39-yard line. Coming this way is Spencer Carter. Carter 45. Carter midfield. Carter outside the numbers 45. Carter 40 outside into Atlantis territory. He will get down to the 39-yard line. And that is where the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at the Atlantis 39-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Edward Waters at the Atlantis 39-yard line. Gyron Russell getting his 3rd consecutive start for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. The senior quarterback out of Grand Prairie, Texas. Tigers will have the ball 1st and 10 from the Atlantis 39-yard line, working from left to right as we see it and as you hear it. Russell will work from the gun. He'll have 3 receivers at his disposal. Twin receivers over here to the near side. That's Coward and August. Deployed to the far side is Tiberius Horn. Standing to his right hip is going to be Deshaun Hugie. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throwing near side. Pass is complete. Flag thrown at the play. Pass complete to Mars August. August 30. August 25 into the open. 25 gets down to around the the 18-yard line. There was a flag at the snap. They'll wave the flag off. It'll be a big gain for Damaris August and a 1st down for Edward Waters as we move the chains. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 18-yard line of Atlantis. Russell will work from the gun to his left hip this time will be Hugie. 3 receiver set. Twins to the left. August isolated near side to the right. Atlanteans are rushing 4 here. We'll put a receiver in motion. That'll create twins over here to this near side right as he takes the snap. Handoff. Okay, actually fakes the handoff. Throwing near side pass complete. That's Zach King. King, the tight end, gets his 1st catch on the year. He'll be hit and cut down at around the 14-yard line. So the freshman from Ponte Vedra with the reception gets a gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the Atlantis 14-yard line. See, I told you, the rain dissipates. It's gone away. Sun's back out. Come on out. Good football going on right here in Jacksonville. Tigers in the red zone, 1st and 10 at the Atlantis 14-yard line. They'll work from the gun. 3 receivers set, 2 right, 1 to the left. Hugie to the right hip of Russell. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Keeper Russell coming near side. Russell slipped and fell right at the line of scrimmage. Slipped and fell right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the play. We'll credit Jamar Felder with that tackle for Atlantis. They'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6. So 3rd and 6 from the 14-yard line of Atlantis. Just underway here in Jacksonville. No score, opening possession of the contest for the Tigers of Edward Waters. A work from the gun, 3 receiver set. 2 right, 1 left. Hugie to the left of Russell. Takes the snap. Free play. Throwing near side. They'll wave that one off. A great catch by Tiberius Horn, but nevertheless they'll wave it off as we have a flag at the line of scrimmage. So we'll see who this one's going to be on. Is it going to be a false start or an offside as we'll get our first? It is offside. Offside the call against Atlantis. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty. The 3rd and 1 for the Tigers should be right at around the 10-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 10. 3rd and 1 from the 10, I should say. Gyron Russell will work from the pistol with Hugie right behind him. 3 receivers set, 2 stacked to the far side left, single receiver near side right is Tiberius Horn. Zach King, the tight end, is in motion. Takes the snap, hands off. Hugie, left side, will get inside the 5, still pushing the pile. It'll go down at around the 4-yard line. Deshaun Hugie on the carry. It'll be a 1st down for Edward Waters as we move the chains. 1st and 10 for 1st and goal for the Tigers now at around the 4-yard line as we take a look at our live chat. Oh, Leonard Ellis is watching us on YouTube. Former Tiger, class of 06. Former Edward Waters football standout. 1st and goal, takes the snap. Handoff, Hugie, right side, hit and crunched at the line of scrimmage. Give credit to Jason Dumont on the stop there for the Atlanteans. No gain on the play, 2nd and goal from the 4. 12:09, 12:08 left to go here in this first quarter. No score. Opening possession to the Tigers of Edward Waters. They've got a second and goal at the 4-yard line of Atlantis. Russell will work from the shotgun formation. Hugie standing to his right. 4 receiver set, 3 to the near side right, single far side to the left. He'll take the snap. Handoff. Hugie, left side. He will get down into the end zone. Touchdown, Edward Waters. Touchdown for the Tigers as Deshaun Hugie walks into the end zone. And just like that, the purple and orange take the opening drive down the field and into the end zone for the touchdown. Jake Bandy coming on for the extra point for EWU. Great start for homecoming for the purple and orange. Snap back, ball down, kick up on the way. Jake Bandy's extra points is good. 11:43 left to go, first quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters 7, Atlantis nothing. We'll take a timeout. Back with more after this right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Thank you, sir. You know what? I think we're going to be all right. Yes, please. No worries. Thanks. At minimum, we are streaming this on our YouTube channel, so it gave me a chance to watch it later on. So, no worries. I should have asked you at the beginning of the game. That's on me. Yes, please. All right, thank you. No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate you. Bandy kicks a short kick. It gets past the live man. It's going to go all the way back to the 4-yard line, and a great tackle down the field, all the way back to the 3-yard line. As going over to make that tackle for Edward Waters as he gets up is going to be Leonard Schultz. Schultz, the freshman running back out of Fort Lauderdale Dillard High School, getting back there, and Atlantis is going to have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line. Great start for Edward Waters special teams getting into the action. A tackle all the way back to the 4-yard line, and the Atlanteans come on the field. 1st and 10 for Atlantis from their own 4-yard line. They'll work from right to left as we see it and as you hear it for those listening on 1010XL. Quarterback for Atlantis is going to be Manny Reyes. So Reyes will work from the gun. 3 receiver set, 2 to the far side right, a single receiver near side to the left. We'll have 1 back standing to his immediate left as Edward Waters will rush 4 here on 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 4. He'll take the snap. Hand off to the back. Going over the right side. Tigers are there. They'll bring him down. A short gain on the play. As on the carry for Atlantis was Arquan Rodell. I apologize if I have that name mispronounced. A short gain on the play out to the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Reyes works from the gun. Rodell, the running back, standing to his left. 3 receiver set, 2 to the far side right, a single receiver near side to the left. Now Rodell will be sidecar running back to the right. Rodell will take the snap. Actually, Mayor Reyes takes that snap. Hands off to Rodell. Rodell gets across the 5, and he met by a host of white shirts out to around the 11-yard line before he's met by a host of Tigers.
But the Tigers defense stands still.
Chase Powers will get credit for that tackle there. It'll be 3rd down and maybe 2 or 3 out to around the 11, almost 12-yard line. 10:34 first quarter, 7-0 Edward Waters. Shotgun formation, 1 back sidecar right. 3 receiver set. Tigers sending 4. As we have a stop and play. And a timeout taken by Atlantis. So the Atlanteans call a timeout, their first charge timeout. We'll go ahead and we will take a 1-minute timeout here while Atlantis talks about it. 1-minute timeout. Edward Waters leading 7-0 with 10:15 left to go first quarter. Back with more Tiger football after this here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Thanks. Third down and a long two. Ball spotted at the 12-yard line. Reyes will work from the gun. A three-receiver set. Two receivers far side to the right. A single receiver near side to the left. One backside car left. Staring at a four-man front for Edward Waters. Takes the high snap. Throwing it. It's batted at the line and incomplete. The Q-Dog coming up and batting that one away. Number 99, Quintorio Powell, bats that away for Edward Waters. And just like that, Atlantis goes 3 and out, as the Atlanteans will be forced to punt. Quintorio Powell out of Greensboro, Alabama, had a great homecoming last week to his home area of Alabama last week against Miles. Quarter-zero will come on to punt. Ferrante Coward back to field this one here for EWU. 7-0 Tigers, as we have a stoppage in play. My good friend Brian Snow watching us on our YouTube channel. Great broadcaster up in North Carolina. Gives us a quick score update in the third quarter. How about this? Ohio State and Northwestern tied at 7 in the third quarter. Here is the snap. Got it under control. Here's the punt. Got it away. High hanging punt. Coward telling everyone to get away from it. It will be touched by an Atlantean out at around the 46-yard line. That is where, 45-yard line, and that is where Edward Waters will go first and 10. 10 minutes left to go here, first quarter from Jacksonville. 7-0 in favor of the Tigers of Edward Waters. Homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. Edward Waters will conclude the season next week here at home in the AME Football Classic. That contest will be on ESPN Plus, as we will take on our longtime rivals in the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. Battle for the Bishop's Trophy will be on the line next week at 2 o'clock p.m. Shotgun formation for the Tigers from the Atlantis 45, first and 10 from there. They'll work from the gun. 4 receiver set, pistol formation here for the Tigers. Let's receiver in motion, takes the snap, turn, hand, Tyler King coming over. Actually, a keeper throwing far side pass is complete. That is Ferrante Coward. Coward slipped and fell. Fake me out on that play. As you get it out to Ferrante Coward. Coward gets up to, for a gain of 2 yards on the play, out to the 43-yard line. The second down and 8 from the 43-yard line of Atlantis. 7-0 in favor of the Tigers. 4 receiver set for Edward Waters. 3 to the near side right. Single far side to the left. Actually be a 5 receiver set. Those will go 5 wide. As Jarvis Russell will be in an empty backfield. Staring at a 4-man front from Atlantis. Little receiver in motion will take the snap. Movement at the line of scrimmage. Keeper for Russell. Russell 40. Russell hit and cut down. Out to around the 38-yard line. Flag thrown at the snap. Offside appears to be the call against Atlantis. So a definite movement in the neutral zone by the Atlanteans. Here's the call. Offside the call against the Atlanteans. A 5-yard penalty will replay first down. Replay second down. It'll be 2nd and 4 from the 39. I'll take the snap. Hand off. I'll be keeper for Russell. Russell throwing far side pass complete for Ferrante Coward. Coward left side. Coward gets the first down as he goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line, where he's hit out of bounds by Darrell Westbrook. It will be a first down for Edward Waters out to the 34 of Atlantis.
but not before picking up the first down.
8:52 left to go, first quarter from Jacksonville, 7-0 in favor of Edward Waters. Second possession of the contest for the purple and orange. Tigers in all purple this afternoon. Purple tops, purple bottoms, white helmets. Shotgun formation. 4 receiver set, twins to either side of the formation. King standing to the right of Russell. Takes the snap, handoff King. Left side, trying to get outside. Tries to break a tackle, still on his feet. King crosses the 30. King finally pushed back as he got out to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 4 yards on the play for Tyler King. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 30-yard line of Atlantis. 8:13 on a turning clock in the first quarter. Edward Waters leading 7-0. Empty backfield for the Tigers. They'll go 5 wide, 3 to the near side right, twins far side left. Staring at a 4-man front from Atlantis. Puts a receiver in motion. That'll create 4 to this near side right. Takes the snap. Rolling over to the right is Russell. Russell looking. Russell's going to stop. Throw. Pass is complete. Out to Chris Green Jr. Green gets out to inside the 20 at the 17-yard line before he's stopped by Sermondre Williams, but not before picking up another Edward Waters first down. 1st and 10 for the Tigers out to the 17-yard line of Atlantis. Pistol formation with Spencer Carter right behind Gyron Russell. 4 receiver set, 3 to the far side left, single near side right. Takes a snap. Keeper, Russell, left side, inside the 15, and he is going to be lifted and pushed back at around the 15-yard line. Jason Dumontan on the stop there for the Atlanteans. 2nd down, we'll call it about 4. Out to the 15-yard line. Pistol formation. 4 receiver set, 3-step bunch far side to the left. Tiberius Horn isolated near side to the right. Free play for the Tigers. Fumble on the play, but they'll stop play as another Atlantean gets into the neutral zone. That's going to go against Wati Huggins, who was in the neutral zone well before the snap. Five-yard penalty against Atlantis. Push the ball to the 10-yard line of AU. 6:48 on a turning clock. Edward Waters leading 7-0. Dr. A. Zachary Faison Jr. over in the president's box. His first time being in the president's box, the newly renovated president's box over on the home side. Takes the snap, turn, hand. This is Spencer Carter. Carter inside the 10, inside the 5. Dives for the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Edward Waters. Spencer Carter into the end zone. Puts 6 more on the board for the purple and orange. It's 13-0 with the extra point pending. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for Edward Waters. Up 13-0 pending this extra point here from Jake Bandy. Or it looks like they're going to maybe go for the swinging gate here. Takes the snap. And we have an offside against Atlantis. That was going to be an easy 2-point conversion for Tiberius Horn, as a couple of Atlanteans were late getting onto the field as everyone was deployed for Edward Waters. Everyone was deployed for Edward Waters, so they'll stay in that same formation. Offside against the Atlanteans. And now they'll shift and come back to attempt the regular extra point. Snap, placement, kick, it's up, it's on the way, it is good. We do have a flag, however. Let's see what this one's going to be here. Edward Waters triple threat marching band looking good over there on that far side. Sounding good too. Loud and strong under Dr. Alvin Davis. Looks like that penalty is going to go against Atlantis. So we'll see what the penalty actually was. Extra point was good. I guess I'll say no penalty on the play. Extra point good. 14-0 Edward Waters with 6:26 left to go here So 12 men on defense for Atlantis. Penalty is declined. Edward Waters leading 14-0. We'll keep it here as Jake Bandy will get set to put total leather here for the Tigers. Dante Murphy and Sermandre Williams back to field this kick here for Atlantis. Bandy approaches. Here is the kick. High end over end, tailing toward the far left side. It'll go over the head of Dante Murphy and into the end zone for a touchback. So the Atlanteans will have it 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. 6:26 left to go, first quarter. All Tigers so far, 14-0. Our homecoming 2022 against these Atlanteans of Atlantis University. Again, for all the latest news, scores, and inside information on Edward Waters University athletics, be sure to log on to our official website at ewutigerpride.com. Feature stories about your favorite teams, live online events, and game recaps. ewutigerpride.com has your fix. For all the latest news on the purple and orange, be sure to log on to ewutigerpride.com, the official online home of Edward Waters University athletics. And I did that off the top of my head. That was pretty impressive. 1st and 10 for the Atlanteans from their own 25-yard line. Shotgun formation. Manny Reyes will work from the gun. 4 receiver set. Takes the snap. Reyes looking left, throwing left. Pass is incomplete over the head of his intended receiver, Dante Murphy. As creeping over in there was the team leader and SIEC leader in interceptions, Dartrell Roll, junior from Miami and Miami Christian School, who's already got 4 interceptions on the year. 2nd down and 10 for the Atlanteans from their own 25-yard line. Atlanteans in all white this afternoon. White tops, white bottoms, red numbers, white helmets. They'll work from the gun. 4 receiver set, twins to either side of the formation. They'll take the snap, turn, and hand to a keeper for Reyes. Reyes going up the gut. Reyes is going to be hit and brought down by Whitmire Garcon. And maybe a gain of a yard or so on the play out to the 26-yard line. 3rd down and 9 for the Atlanteans from their own 26-yard line. Under 6 minutes left to go here, first quarter. 14-0 Edward Waters. Shotgun formation for Reyes. One back sidecar to his left. A 4 receiver set, twins to either side of the formation. Staring at a 4-man front for Edward Waters. Takes the snap. Reyes back to pass. Looking, throwing. Passes intercepted. Whitmire Garcon's got it to 35, 30, outside the numbers 25, 20, 15, inside the 10, inside the 5. He is in. Touchdown, Edward Waters. A 35-yard pick six for Whitmire Garcon. And the Tigers are rolling here in Jacksonville. It is 20-0 pending the extra point. The middle linebacker, Whitmire Garcon, getting in there, picking it off, and taking it all the way to the house. And he is mobbed by his teammates over on that far side. Touchdown, Tigers. The Tigers in that swinging gate formation once again. He'll take the snap. Keeper looking, throwing, got a man wide open. That's a 2-point conversion for Cortland Faison. And the Tigers are rolling here in Jacksonville. 22-0 our score with 5:33 left to go here in this first quarter of play from Jacksonville. We'll step aside for a 1-minute timeout. Back with more after this here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. We are rolling right now. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, it's been a while. Yeah, thank you. Jake Brandy approaches. Here's the kick. High and short this time. Coming up and making the catch at the 10 is Dante Murphy. Murphy coming near side across the 15. Flag thrown at the 20, 25. Gets out to the 30-yard line. Loses the football. Ball still rolling around, and it's going to go out of bounds. A couple Tigers had the opportunity to jump on that fumble recovery, but it'll roll out of bounds, namely Dante Easterling. Justin Walker having a little bit too much fun on our sound effect machine. But a penalty against what may be Atlantis, or maybe a block in the back, but a 35-yard interception return for a touchdown for Whitmire Garcon, the junior linebacker from North Lauderdale, Florida, Deerfield Beach High School, stepping in front of that one, picking it off, and taking it all the way to the house for the touchdown. Giving the Tigers the 22-0 lead. Illegal block below the waist against Atlantis. A personal foul, illegal block below the waist penalty against the Atlantis is going to put them back in the hole. They will scrimmage from inside their own 20 from around the 17-yard line. .5:24 left to go here, first quarter. Edward Waters leading 22-0. First and 10 for the Tigers for the Atlanteans, from their own 17-yard line. Takes a snap, turn, hand to the back, coming over here to the near side. That's Rodell. Rodell is going to be hit. What a hit out of bounds there by Whitmire Garcon. Garcon making the stop on the running back in Arquan Rodell. Gain of maybe a couple on the play out to around the 15-yard line. They'll call it 2nd down and 8 from there. Shotgun formation for Reyes. One backside, car left. 4 receiver set, swings to either side of the formation, staring at a 4-man front. Edward Waters will take the snap. Throw it. Far side pass is complete, but right there to get there to make the stop was Ahmad Jordan. As the pass was complete over on the far side to Dante Murphy. Gets out to around the 19-yard line. The 3rd down and about 4. 4:35 to go first quarter. All Tigers here for homecoming. 22-0. 3rd down and 4 for the Atlanteans. Atlantis 0 for 3 here on 3rd down here this afternoon. Shotgun formation for Reyes. One backside car to his left. 4 receiver set. Twins to either side of the formation as he stares at a 5-man front this time for Edward Waters. Tigers looking for more. They're looking at their chops right now. Takes a high snap. Back to pass. Throwing. Batted at the line. Incomplete. Jaron Wilson. The Reigns Viking gets the Tiger ball up there to bat it down. It'll be 4th down and 4. And the punting unit will come on for Atlantis. Jaron Wilson gets the Tiger paw up and bats it down. Member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. As Cordacero comes on to punt once again, and they will stick Damaris August back to field this punt here for Edward Waters. Eight seconds on the play clock now, and the Atlantean still not set as a late Atlantean runs onto the field. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And it's going to be a delay of game, or will they call a timeout? Yep, flag thrown for delay of game. Delay of game, the call against Atlantis will cost them 5 yards. That's going to put Cordacero punting from his own 2-yard line. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. Almost blocked, but got it away. It's going to bounce at the 35. Gets out across the 40. It'll be downed at the 46-yard line of Atlantis. That's where Edward Waters will go 1st and 10. 3:58 left to go first quarter from Jacksonville. 22-0. Edward Waters with the lead. Joshua Jackson here with you from the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium here in Jacksonville. Homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. Don't forget, Tiger fans, basketball season right around the corner. November 13th, the Tigers will host Payne College. The men's basketball team Open up their season on Sunday, November 13th at 3 o'clock p.m. here against Payne College. The very next day on November 14th at 11 o'clock a.m., Edward Waters will host the Eagles of the University of Fort Lauderdale. That'll go at 11 o'clock a.m. That was a penalty against Atlantis, a false start against Atlantis. Penalty was declined. But again, the women's basketball squad will open up the season at home on November 14th at 11 o'clock a.m. against the University of Fort Lauderdale. Of course, as always, for all the latest news, scores, and inside information on Tiger Athletics, log on to EWUTigerPride.com. First and 10 for the Tigers from the Atlantis 46-yard line. They lived on the Atlanta side of the 50 for a good chunk of this contest. 3 receivers set. Shotgun formation. One back sidecar right, staring at a 4-man front from Atlantis. Puts a receiver in motion. That is Ferrante Coward. Takes the snap. Turn. Hand. King left side into the open field. 40. 35-30. Flag thrown. 25-20. Stand finally slung down. Slung down inside the 25. At the 23-yard line, there is a flag at the line of scrimmage. However, we'll see what this one's going to be. A great run for Tyler King. He's going to be brought back by a hold. Holding going to be the call against the center for Edward Waters and Damian Wilson. So after the penalty, it'll back them up now first. And now one of the first times they've been on their side of the 50, it'll be first down and 20 from the Edward Waters 44-yard line. Shotgun formation for Russell. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking left. Throwing left. Pass complete. That's Ferrante Coward. Coward 45. Midfield and cut down right at the 48-yard line of Atlantis. Antonio Beatty on the stop for the Atlanteans.
Second down, Tigers.
Second down and 12 for the Atlanteans, or for the Tigers, excuse me, from the Atlantis 48-yard line. Takes the snap, back to pass, looking, rolling over here to the right side now. Looks, throws. This one is complete to Tiberius Horn. Horn makes the reception inside the 40, goes out of bounds. Gets both feet in bounds, makes the reception inside the 40 at the 37-yard line. Third down and a yard. Shotgun formation. One back sidecar left is Tyler King. 4 receiver set. 3 to the far side left. Single receiver near side to the right. He'll take the snap. Turn. Hang. King. Right side 35. Got the first down. And he's going to be hit and brought down by his shoulder, by his jersey, by Jason Dumont. But it's a first down for Edward Waters as King gets inside the 20, they'll spot it actually at the 27-yard line. First and 10 for the Tigers at the 27-yard line. Shotgun snap, handoff. This is King. King still on his feet, cut down at the 20. Gain of 7 on the play for the junior from Fort Meade, Florida, the transfer from Marshall University. 22-0, Edward Waters leads, 1:36 left to go here, first quarter from Jacksonville. Russell works from the gun. King the backside, car left. Single receivers to either side of the formation. 2 tight end set. Takes the snap. He'll hand off. This is King. King right side. King inside the 15-yard line. He'll have the first down. King will get cut down at the 14-yard line, but not before, excuse me, and Edward Waters first down. First and 10 for the Tigers at the 14-yard line of Atlantis. 1:01 left to go first quarter, 22-0. Edward Waters leads. Shotgun formation for Russell. Single receivers to either side of the formation. 2 tight end set. 1 backside car left is King. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Looking, throwing, far side, looking for Damaris August. August makes the catch. Did he make it in bounds? No, could not get a foot in bounds. August made the reception, could not get a foot in bounds in the end zone as he was covered on the far side by Jordan Alexander. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Atlantis 14-yard line. Clock stops with 42 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. Shotgun formation for Russell. Single receivers to either side of the formation, 2 tight end set. One backside car left of Russell is Tyler King. 7 on the play clock now, 6 and 5. 4 seconds and 3 seconds. 2 seconds, 1 second, takes the snap. Jet sweep, handoff, that is August. August still on his feet. August gets down to the 11-yard line before he's hit and brought down there. There's a late flag thrown, however.
There's a flag on play.
Late flag thrown. We'll see what this one's going to be. Face mask the call against Atlantis. Face mask the call against the Atlanteans. It'll be a half the distance to the goal penalty and an automatic first down. 1st and goal for Edward Waters. They'll spot the ball at the 7-yard line. 16 seconds left to go here, first quarter from Jacksonville. 22-0 Edward Waters. Takes the snap. Handoff, Hugie. Right side, bottled up at the line of scrimmage, pushes his way across the 5 and brought down at the 4. So on the stop was Watty Huggins. It'll be 2nd down and goal. They'll spot it at the 3, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter here from Jacksonville. All Tigers here for homecoming 2022. Through 1 quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters 22. Atlantis nothing. Let's take a timeout. Back with 2nd quarter action after this as you're listening and watching Edward Waters University football right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Well, that was fun. That was fun.
In their first season competing as a full member of the SIAC, the Edward Waters women's volleyball team clinched the program's first SIAC East Division Championship. The Lady Tigers will go for the SIAC title at the 2022 Cricket SIAC Women's Volleyball Championship next Thursday through Saturday in Mobile, Alabama.
Thank you, sir. Back to start 2nd quarter action here from Jacksonville. Edward Waters leading 22-0 as we get set to start the 2nd quarter here for homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. Joshua Jackson here with you from the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium on the campus of Edward Waters University here in Jacksonville, Florida. Tigers have the ball 2nd and goal from the Atlantis 3-yard line. They'll work from right to left now here in the 2nd quarter. Pistol formation with King right behind Russell. Takes the snap, free play, throwing near side. Tiberius Horn incomplete over his head. That was a free play as there were a few Atlanteans in the neutral zone. It's going to be another offside against Atlantis. It'll be the half the distance to the goal penalty and will replay 2nd down. Tigers absolutely dominating in that first quarter. We say hello to a few fans watching on our YouTube channel. Kiki Garcon, I believe you can probably hear us now. Alfonso Johnson says this one's going to be a blowout. So far, so good looking here for Edward Waters. Takes the snap, handoff. That's Tyler King. He'll easily walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Edward Waters.
Touchdown, Tigers.
Touchdown, Edward Waters, 28-0. As Tyler King gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Jake Bandy on for the extra point here for Edward Waters. Snap and set are good. The kick, it's up. It's on the way. It splits the sticks. It's good. We do have flags on this play, however. Kick is good. We'll see what the flag is going to be. This is SIAC officiating crew discussing this one. As it stands right now, it's 29-0 in favor of Edward Waters. So the offside penalty again against Atlantis. Illegal formation, the penalty against Atlantis. Penalty is declined. And Edward Waters will hold on to that 29-0 lead. We'll keep it here. Homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters. A full set of stands over on that far side. Triple threat marching band sounding good. Over on the far side, President's box going well. We've got some visitors coming in as the President's tent is also on the field. Oh, to be a president of an institution, you have your own personal box and you have a full tent over on the end zone. I'm not living right. Something's got to change here. I got to do something because I need to have that same sort of setup. But nevertheless, a man who deserves it. He does a lot for our institution in the 4 years he's been at the helm of our institution. Jake Bandy has the ball teed up at the 35-yard line, kicking from right to left. Approaches the ball. Here's the kick. High and end over end. It will be taken out to a bounce out of bounds. Yikes. Bounced out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. That's going to give Atlantis pretty decent field position. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Atlanteans from there. 14:52 left to go here, second quarter. Edward Waters dominating 29-0. Manny Reyes coming on to control this offense here for Atlantis. First and 10 for the Atlanteans from their own 35-yard line, moving right and trailing 29-0. Empty backfield here for Reyes. 4 receiver set. 4 to the far side left, single receiver near side to the right. Empty backfield here for Reyes. He stares at a 5-man front for Edward Waters, who takes the high snap, throwing. Keeper for Reyes. Reyes up the gut. Reyes 35. Reyes crossing the 35 and down at around the 37, 38-yard line. Give credit to Bobby Washington on the stop there for Edward Waters. Second down and about 7 for the Atlanteans, from the Atlantis 37-yard line. 14:28 on the turning clock, second quarter. Edward Waters leading 29-0. Empty backfield here for Reyes. 4 receiver set. Trips bunch near side to the right, single receiver far side to the left. We'll stare at a 5-man front from Edward Waters. 6 on the play clock now. 5 seconds and 4 seconds. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking, throwing. Far side pass is incomplete. Had a man open. If he stopped and turned around for the football, that was Jaheim Lawton. Pass incomplete. It'll be third down and 7 for the Atlanteans. Third and 7 for Atlantis. From the AU 37-yard line. 14:01 left to go here. Second quarter. Empty backfield here for Manny Reyes. 5 wide they go. Trips to this near side right. Twins far side left. Staring at a 4-man front from Edward Waters. As we have a stop and play now. Flag thrown for delay of game. Delay of the game, the call against Atlantis will cost them 5 yards. It'll make it third down and about 12 or 13 for Atlantis. Takes the snap, back to pass. Hit, sacked!
The Tigers
coming in there, throwing up the hooks. Quintorio Powell gets the sack for Edward Waters. absolutely smacked Manny Reyes right there. All the way back to the 25-yard line of Atlantis. And the punting unit comes on here for Atlantis. Enzo Cordacero coming on here to punt. Ferrante Coward back to field this punt here for Edward Waters. Cordacero stands, will be punting from around his own 12, 13-yard line. Back deep for Edward Waters is Ferrante Coward. He stands at his own 42. Here is the snap. Free play. Here's the punt. High hanging punt. It's going to go over the head of Coward. Coward will take it from the 25. Goes over to the far side, makes a man miss. Looking for a block. Gets across the 30, 35. Gets to the 40-yard line. Got the near sideline. 45 midfield. 45 and cut down. A couple flags thrown here as he was cut down at the Atlantis 45-yard line. But we'll see what these flags are. There was one at the snap and one on the return. So a couple flags here. We'll try to sort this one out. One flag on the snap and one flag on the return, so we'll see what this one's going to be. It's like two flags might be against Edward. Actually, check that. Excuse me. So it looks like there was going to be an offside against Edward Waters. An illegal block in the back against Edward Waters. So we'll see what head coach Ty Wayne Stevens decides to do here. Offside against Edward Waters declined. Illegal block in the back against Edward Waters is accepted. So Edward Waters will be scrimmaging from their own 40-yard line. First and 10 for Edward Waters from their own 40. So the penalty will be enforced, and we'll see where they scrimmage here. A bit of a discussion as to where the ball will be set. 29-0, Edward Waters leads second quarter here from Jacksonville. They'll spot the ball to the 40-yard line. First and 10, Tigers from Russell stares at a four-man front from Atlantis. Shotgun formation, takes the snap. Back to pass is Russell. Russell stepping up in the pocket, rolling right, looking, throwing. This one is intercepted at the 38, across the 40, 45, coming near side, midfield, 45, 40, 35, hit and brought down by Deshaun Hugie. But picking that one off for Atlantis was Isaiah Stewart.
Tigers defense will come back to the field.
So Atlantis with the interception. They will have the ball first and 10 at the Edward Waters 38-yard line. New quarterback in the game for Atlantis as Junley Deller steps in at quarterback here for Atlantis. Takes the snap. Deller back to pass. Looking left, throwing left pass is complete. Out to the 38-yard line, spinning his way, and will be hit and brought down. A late flag thrown here. As that pass was complete over on the far side by Joe Lawton. So see what this flag is going to be. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Edward Waters. That's going to go against Ahmad Jordan. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Ahmad Jordan will move the ball 1st and 10 for Atlantis from the 22-yard line of Edward Waters. Deller will work from the gun. One backside card to his right. 3 receiver set. Takes the snap. Back to pass to Deller. Deller looking, throwing. Near side pass is complete at the 16-yard line. Breaks the tackle. Jordan gets there to make the stop as the pass was complete out to the 14-yard line.
The Tigers bring him down.
Pass complete to Jaheim Lawton
2nd down.
at the 8. He's 2nd down and about 2 from the Edward Waters 14-yard line. Shotgun snap for Deller. Back to pass. Throwing over the middle. Pass complete. Touchdown, Atlantis.
Touchdown.
Darrell Gill into the end zone for the touchdown on the post route. Wide open over the middle, and the Atlanteans say no shutout today, Edward Waters. They get on the board for the touchdown. Touchdown, Atlantis. Darrell Gill with the touchdown reception. Enzo Cordero coming on for the extra point. We have a stop and play. Delay of game, the call against Atlantis. Or check that, a timeout call by Atlantis. So a timeout call by the Atlanteans. We will keep it here. 29-6 our score, pending this extra point after the touchdown reception for Darrell Gill. At halftime, we'll have a special presentation on the field here for our fans here. As the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band will be on the field. A big presentation as the first HBCU plus-sized dance group, the Edward Waters University Purple Thunder, celebrate 20 years this year, as a few of the alums from the Purple Thunder will be on the field to dance with the current iteration of the Purple Thunder. That's going to be a fun show here at halftime here in Jacksonville. Enzo Cordero comes on here for this extra point for Atlantis. Snap back, set down, kick up, it's blocked. Kick is blocked, rolling around. It will go, still rolling around. It'll go out of bounds. That'll be no good. 11:22 left to go here. First half from Jacksonville. Edward Waters 29, Atlantis 6. We'll keep it here as Atlantis will get set to put total leather here. Kick it back to Edward Waters, but the Atlanteans convert on the interception. Take it all the way down for a touchdown. Enzo Cordero on the kick here for the Atlanteans. Back deep for Edward Waters, Ferrante Cowards, and Damaris August. DJ Michael Martin on the ones and twos here at the at the Glover Community Field and Stadium. As you hear sounds of Party Up from the late great DMX, pride of Yonkers, New York. Back deep for Edward Waters, Ferrante Coward, and Damaris August. Cordero getting set to kick off here. Checks to make sure both sides are onside. Approaches the ball. Here is the kick. High end over in. Actually, we'll wave this one off. It was a flag was thrown. Looks like it's going to be a delay of game against Atlantis. There have been a few of those this afternoon here for the Atlanteans. So a delay of game against Atlantis. It's going to cost them 5. So they will kick now from their own 30-yard line. Elnora Cowart watching. Alfonso Johnson. Sylvester Diggs. Martin Estrada. Phil Marley. All of them watching here on our YouTube channel. I want to give a shout out to all of y'all. Thanks for watching our contest here on our YouTube channel. Cordero approaches. Here's the kick. High end over in. It's going to go to Ferrante Cowart. He'll take it from the 15. Goes over to the far side. Across the 20, 25, 30. 35 outside the numbers. Still on his feet and cut down. Across the 40. As he will go down at around the 43, 44 yard line. That is where Edward Waters will go first and 10. Check that. It's going to be a penalty against someone as there's going to be a flag thrown at the 30-yard line. Illegal block in the back to call against Edward Waters. It'll cost them 10 yards as Edward Waters will scrimmage now from their own 20-yard line. Moving left and leading 29-6. Here in the second quarter from Jacksonville. Shotgun formation here, actually a pistol formation here for the Tigers. Russell at the controls of the Tiger offense. 3 receivers set. Right behind him is Spencer Carter. As we have movement along the line of scrimmage, who's this going to be? Is it offside or is it a false start? Illegal snap the call against Edward Waters against the center, Damian Wilson. Cost the Tigers 10. Or 5, I should say. Back them up to their own 15-yard line to be first and 15 from there. Tiger offense needing to get back on track here. After the interception a few moments ago from Jarvin Russell, that Atlantis was able to convert for a touchdown. First and 10 Tigers, first and 15 Tigers from their own 15. Takes the snap, turn, hand. This is Carter. Carter still on his feet, 30, 35. Actually cut down to the 34-yard line. Spencer Carter gets a gain of about 19 yards on that carry and a first down for Edward Waters as we move the chains. First and 10 Tigers from their own 34-yard line. Moving left, leading 29-0 with 10:50 left to go here in this second quarter of play. Takes the snap. Handoff to the back. Looks like there was a Atlantean well in the neutral zone at the snap. That's Spencer Carter going over right guard. Gets a gain of 4 yards on the play out to the 39-yard line. Second down and 4. They'll actually spot the football at the Atlantis 38. At the Edward Waters 38. 10:22 left to go here until halftime. Second down and 7. And another false starts against Atlantis. Goodness gracious. Left defensive end over on that far side, number 35. We don't have a 35 on our roster, but he has been in the neutral zone a few times here this afternoon. Second down and a yard after the penalty. Ball moved up to the Edward Waters 38-yard line. Takes the snap. Turn. hand. That is Spencer Carter. First down and more, 50, 45. Bounce off the defenders, 40, 35. Still in the open, 30. Cut down at the 29-yard line. Spencer Carter from Sarasota Booker High School moves the chains for another Tiger first down. First and 10, Edward Waters will spot the ball at the 30-yard line of Atlantis. Pistol formation. 3 receivers set. 2 left. Single far side right. Takes the snap. Turn. Hand. Carter up the gut. He's going to be hit and brought down out to the 25-yard line. Flag thrown late. As the Tiger comes with his helmet off. That's Jamari Pierre's got his helmet off. Flag thrown. That's probably going to be a personal foul here against Atlantis. So a personal foul penalty against Atlantis as Marvin is Theo Glover, I believe, with the penalty against the Atlanteans for a personal foul. Second down and 13. Second down and goal from the second down and 10 from the 13. Takes a snap, turn, hand. Spencer Carter left side, inside the 10, coming on near side to the left. He's going to follow his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. Touchdown, Edward Waters. Spencer Carter into the end zone for a touchdown. It is a purple and orange wave here in Jacksonville, 35-6, pending this extra point. Spencer Carter into the end zone for the touchdown. Jake Bandy on for the extra point here for Edward Waters. Snap back, set down, kick, it's up, it's on the way, it is good. 9:04 left to go here. Second quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters 36, Atlantis 6. Let's take a timeout. Back with more after this here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Yes, sir. Thirteen-yard rushing touchdown for Spencer Carter. Extends the Tiger lead to 36-6. Here's Jake Bandy's right to left kick. High, short, end-over end. It'll bounce at the 20-yard line. That's a live ball. They get it now. Going over to the far side, still on his feet at the 15-yard, across the 15. As on the return there for Atlantis was Marlon Bain. Bain gets it out to around the 16-yard line. That's where Edward Waters, or the Atlanteans will go first and 10. Junley Deller at the controls of the Atlantis offense. Threw a touchdown pass on the last drive to Darrell Gill, converting off of an Edward Waters turnover. As the Atlantis will have the ball first and 10 from their own 16-yard line. 8:58 left to go here until halftime. Edward Waters dominating 36-6. Deller will work from the gun. One backside guard to his left. 4 receiver set, twins to other side of the formation. Stares at a 5-man front from Edward Waters, takes the snap, turn, and hand to the back, going across the 20-yard line, or the 19-yard line, and cut down right there, short of the 20. That was Dariante Brown on the carry for Atlantis. Gain of about 2 on the play. Second down and 8 from the 19-yard line of Atlantis. Shotgun formation, one backside guard to the right. 4 receiver set, twin to either side of the formation. Edward Waters rushing 4. And now we'll put a receiver in motion to create trips over here to this near side right. They'll take the snap, back to pass is Deller. Deller stepping up. Deller's going to tuck and run. He's going to be hit and corralled. Brought down by Quintorio Powell. Check that. Brought down by Dadrian James. James, the sophomore defensive lineman, the former Lakeland Dreadnought. Loss of a yard on the play. Backs the ball up to the 18-yard line. Somebody's car alarm is going off right now. A lot of cars over here. It's homecoming, so you never know what's going on with the car alarm going on. We apologize for that bleeding over into our crowd mic outside. 3rd down and 9 from the 18. Deller works from the gun. Stares at a 4-man front from Edward Waters. 3 receiver set, takes a snap. Deller back to pass, looking, throwing near side. Pass is complete, but thrown at the 19-yard line. No gain on the play. As there are a couple Tigers with a couple bad intentions there as Dante Murphy comes up to makes the reception there for Atlantis. Short of the first down. It'll be 4th down and about 7 or so. Tywayne Stevens sends the punting unit out for Atlantis. Morris August back to field this punt here for Edward Waters. August stands at around his own 41-yard line. Cordezero set to put total leather. He stands inside his own 10 at the 8. Beautiful afternoon for college football here on Jacksonville's North Side. Late substitution with 5 on the play clock now. 4 seconds and 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 second. Takes the snap. Got it off. Here's the punt. Got it away. Got away a solid one. It'll bounce inside the 40. It'll go into Coward's hands, or Aug's hands around the 22-yard line. Across 30, far side, 35. It's on his feet, 40, 45, right, far sideline, 50, 45, 40. Steps over a man, gets over the 35. He'll go down at around the 32-yard line. What a return there for DeMaurice August. There is a flag, however, at the Edward Waters 25-yard line. Yikes. We'll see what this flag's going to be here. Illegal block on the back to call against Edward Waters. It's going to wipe off a great return. Illegal block in the back to call against the Tigers will cost them 10, and Tigers will scrimmage from their own 20-yard line. 6:02 left to go here. Second quarter, Edward Waters leading 36-6. Stick around for the Florida Army National Guard halftime report here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Stats, facts, and figures from this first half. The boxer row blitz from Donald Ware, and hopefully the HBCU scoreboard from Alvin, Washington. All that to come at halftime of this contest here in Jacksonville. Homecoming 2022. The Tigers of Edward Waters University. Happy homecoming, Tiger Nation. Hope you're enjoying this one as we're enjoying calling it and bringing it to you here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. New quarterback in the game for Edward Waters. That's Keith Moore, the sophomore from Miami and Miami Edison High School, has the controls of the Edward Waters offense. He'll work from the pistol formation with Leonard Schultz right behind him. He'll take the stop and play and a delay of game called against Edward Waters. Delay of game called against Edward Waters. Cost them 5, and the Tigers will scrimmage now from their own 15-yard line. Keith Moore, the 5'10", 175-pound sophomore from Miami Edison High School, at the controls of the Edward Waters offense. He'll take the snap, turn and hand to the back. That's Leonard Schultz. Schultz up the gut. Schultz is going to have the first down and more. Schultz, 40, midfield. One man to beat, cut down at the 45-yard line. Leonard Schultz on the carry, up the gut. And a first down for Edward Waters as he gets down to the Atlantis 44-yard line. First and 10 for Edward Waters. They'll spot the ball at the Atlanteans 44-yard line. 5:45 left to go here until halftime. Edward Waters already leading 36-6. Shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Handoff, Schultz, left side. Coming near side and cut down. Loss of maybe a half yard on that play. Loss of a yard on the play. Or check that, no loss on the yard. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Atlantis 44-yard line. Moore takes the snap. Free play for the Tigers. Back to pass. Throwing far side. Incomplete. As another Atlantean in the neutral zone. As Jamar Felder not able to time the snap. That's going to cost the Atlanteans 5. So Jamar Felder getting into the neutral zone will cost them 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Tigers from the Atlantis 39-yard line. 5:01 left to go until halftime. Tigers leading 36-6. Takes the snap. Keeper for Moore. Moore up the gut. Moore's going to have the first down as he gets across the 35 down to the 31 to remove the chains for an Edward Waters first down. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 31-yard line of Atlantis. 4:45 to go here. 2nd quarter. Shotgun formation, one backside, car right. This time is Greg Mango. 3 receiver set, takes the snap, turn, hand, Mango, left side. Mango gets to the 25-yard line, will go out of bounds there. Mango goes down to around the 20, actually the spot at the 20-yard line. So Mango on the carry may have a first down. He indeed will on the gain of 11. 1st and 10 for Edward Waters out to the 20-yard line of Atlantis. Moore works from the pistol. Mango right behind him. 3 receiver set, twins right, single near side to the left. Takes the snap. Hand off as we keep it for Moore. Moore right side, trying to get outside. Moore's going to be hit and brought down to the 15. We'll get a gain of about 6 yards on that play. Stop and play with 3:53 left to go here in this 2nd quarter. Tigers leading 36-6. It'll be a 2nd down and about a long 4 from the 16 or 15-yard line of Atlantis. Moore will take the snap. Back to pass. Looking right, throws far side, looks for a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Tigers to Morris August. Touchdown, Tigers. The Tigers on the board once again. 42-6. Pending this extra point. It is all Tigers this afternoon. Damaris August from 15 yards out's got a touchdown. Jake Bandy on for the extra point here for Edward Waters. Happy homecoming indeed for the purple and orange. Snap back, set down, kick, it's up, it's on the way, it is perfect. 3:24 left to go here until halftime. Edward Waters 43, Atlantis 6. Let's take a timeout, back with more after this here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Gotcha. How am I sounding? Am I sounding pretty good? Kick from Bandy will be taken from the 17 across the 20, 25, and what a big hit down the field for Edward Waters. Coming down to make that stop, Dante Easterling. Coming down to make the stop there on the return man for Atlantis and Dante Murphy. 15-yard touchdown reception for Damaris August extends the Edward Waters lead to 43-6. With 3:18 left to go here. In the second quarter. Out comes Junley Deller. Oh, Lord, now they play set it off. I'm not going to whoop up here. I'm not. No whooping allowed. I can't whoop while I'm broadcasting this game. Deller will work from the gun. Shotgun formation, 4 wide. 1 backside, Carl left. Staring at a 4-man front from Edward Waters. Deller will take the snap. Looking, throwing near side. Pass is complete at the 30-yard line. Hit and brought back. As Ahmad, I checked that. That was Diamante Howard, who got his first interception of his young collegiate career last week against Miles. Stops the receiver in Jaheim Lawton for a gain of maybe 3 on that play out to the 32-yard line. Shotgun formation for Deller. 1 backside guard to his right on the 2nd down and 7. 4 receiver set. Trips over here to this near side right, single frost side left. Will take a high snap, hands off to the back end. Coming in and making the stop, Quatorial Powell says absolutely nothing. You will get nothing and like it. Snuffed out in the backfield. All the way back to nearly the original line of scrimmage, back to the 30-yard line. That was Dariante Brown on the carry. He was rudely introduced. Oh, check that. That was not Powell. That was actually Dadrian James. James on the stop there for Edward Waters. 3rd and 9 from the 30. Deller takes the shotgun snap. Back to pass. Looking, stepping up. He's hit, and he's sacked. Ball's on the ground, and they're going to call that a sack. So they'll call the sack. Ball came out late as Deller went to the ground. Give Cameron McClain credit on that sack for Edward Waters. And the punting unit comes on here for Atlantis. Enzo Cordacero coming on to punt. Back deep this time for Edward Waters is Johnny Jones. Jones, the freshman from the Muck. The Muck boy from Pahokee Middle Senior High School. Former Pahokee Blue Devil. Back to field this one here for Edward Waters. All Tigers right now with 2:07 left to go here until halftime. Cordacero getting set to put total leather here for Atlantis. Takes the snap, ball bobbled, still rolling around. Tigers have got it, and there he goes, Schultz. 10-5, touchdown Tigers. Leonard Schultz gets a fumble recovery on the punt, and the Tigers are rolling. 49-6 with this extra point pending. Leonard Schultz, the freshman from Fort Lauderdale Dillard High School, getting it into the end zone for the score. And the Tigers now lead 49-6 pending the extra point. What a start here for Edward Waters for homecoming. Jake Bandy on to put total leather here for this extra point. Snap back, set down, kick, it's up, it's on the way, it is good. 1:59 left to go here until halftime. Edward Waters 50, Atlantis 6. Let's take a timeout, back with more after this here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Okay, talking to the people here on, gotcha, talking to our people here on the live stream. I keep seeing issues with the, hang on one second. Talking to the people online, keep seeing issues about the audio. Can everyone hear me now? Just put a message in the live chat, seeing if it's, can everyone hear now? Leroy Smith, I see you saying you had an issue with the audio right now on the live stream. Is everything coming through clearly now? Just need to have someone to let me know if it's coming through clearly or not. Fumble recovery for Leonard Schultz into the end zone for a touchdown. The Tigers are rolling here in Jacksonville for homecoming, 50-6. Here in just the first half. Here's the kick from Jake Bandy. High, end over end, taken from around the 16-yard line, across the 20, 25, near side 30, bounces off a tackle, and cut down across the 35. As on the return there was Dante Murphy. And Atlantis will have the ball, first and 10. As they'll spot the football at the Atlantean 38-yard line. Deller will work from the gun. Have one backside car to his left. A three-receiver set. Twin receivers near side to the right. Single receiver far side to the left. Stares at a four-man front from Edward Waters. First and 10 from the 38. He'll take the snap. Turn and hand to the back. Coming over to the near side. Got a little bit of room to the 40. Outside the numbers and cut down by Cameron McLean. After a solid gain on that play of about 6 yards on that play by the running back in Arquan Rodell. So Rodell with the carry. Gets a gain of 6 on the play. Second down, a long 4 for Atlantis. Will spot the football at the Atlantean 44-yard line. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking, throwing, tipped up in the air and incomplete.
That pass batted down by the Tigers.
Nearly coming up and making that interception was Vashawn Stockman. The pass batted at the line. The pass intended over on the far side to Joe Lawton. Third down and 4 for the Atlanteans from the AU 44-yard line. 1:20 left to go here until halftime. It is Edward Waters 50 and Atlantis 6. Shotgun formation for Deller. 4 receiver set. 3 to the far side, left single near side to the right. 1 backside car left. Stares at a 5-man front from Edward Waters. Will take the snap. Keeper, Deller, up the gut. Deller's going to be hit and cut down short of the first down. Bobby Washington makes the stop on the quarterback in Deller. They'll spot the football across the 45 out to the 47, needed the 48 for a first down, and the Atlanteans are going to go for it here on 4th down and a yard. 4th down and a yard from the 47-yard line. Deller will work from the gun. 1 backside guard to the right. 4 receiver set. 3 to the far side. Left single near side to the right. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking. Hit. It steps out of a sack. Now looks. Pumps. Now throws near side. It's incomplete. Chase Powers had an opportunity at a sack, but Deller breaks away. Threw the ball away, incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs. It'll be a first down for Edward Waters. With 32 seconds left to go here until halftime. Stick around for the Florida Army National Guard halftime report. Stats, facts, and figures from this first half. The box-to-row blitz from Donald Ware. And yes, we will have the HBCU School Board from Alvin, Washington. All that to come at halftime here of our homecoming contest. Homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters. A couple high school bands in the house this afternoon, as well as performing with the Triple Threat Marching Band will be the Dunbar High School Marching Band from Fort Myers and the Beach High School Marching Band from Savannah. All that to come at halftime of this contest. First and 10 for the Tigers from the Atlantis 47-yard line. I'll put a receiver in motion. Keith Moore will take the snap. Reverse. Looking. That's Tiberius Horn. Horn throwing near side. Got a man open inside the 20. 10, 5, and going out of bounds is Johnny Jones inside the 5, and a flag will get thrown late. Flag thrown late as they tried the reverse. Tiberius Horn got the ball, threw it across the field. Johnny Jones made the reception. They'll have the first down. It'll be first and goal at the 5-yard line, and they may add some more yards after that penalty. It'll be exactly what it is. It'll be a face mask penalty against Atlantis. The Atlantis called for the face mask. So it'll be a half the distance of goal penalty, and Edward Waters will be scrimmaging from around the 3-yard line. First and goal with 22 seconds left to go. Tigers looking for blood right here. Pistol formation for Moore. Single receiver to the other side, takes the snap, turn, hand to the back, trying to push his way. He is in. Touchdown, Edward Waters. Daniel Ingram into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Tigers go up by another 6.
56-6, pending the extra point. An absolute thrashing here on homecoming for Edward Waters. Jake Bandy will come on to put total leather here for Edward Waters. Snap, set, kick up on the way. It is good. 18 seconds left to go here until halftime. Edward Waters 57, Atlantis 6. We'll keep it here with 18 seconds left to go here until halftime. And Edward Waters is just rolling right now, 57-6. Just a dominant performance here for Edward Waters on all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams getting it done. Atlantis did get the interception and did get into the end zone for the touchdown after that interception. Edward Waters since then has really turned things on. 57-6. That score is absolutely correct. The Tigers are dominating right now. Jake Bandy has the ball teed up at the 35-yard line as we hear Mike Checka being played over the loudspeaker here. A nod to the Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. That's their stroll song from Das Effects. Again, the Tigers will be back at home. They'll conclude the 2022 campaign in the third annual AME Football Classic, a contest that will be aired on ESPN Plus next Saturday here in Jacksonville at 2 o'clock p.m. Tigers will take on their longtime rivals, their fellow school in the AME Church, and the Allen University Yellow Jackets. Jake Bandy with the ball teed up at the 35-yard line. Approaches, here is the right to left kick. High and end over end. It'll be taken by Dante Murphy from around the 16. Across the 20, goes over to the far side, gets the 25. Far side got room, 30, 35 to the 40, 45, and cut down at around the 49-yard line. It's a solid return there for Dante Murphy. Murphy on the return. 8 seconds left to go here until halftime. There is an injured Tiger on the field. That's going to be Jaquin Stinson. Jaquin Stinson, the injured Tiger, the freshman from Orlando, Evans High School. He's helped off the field from the Edward Waters training staff, led by head athletic trainer Kalen Williams, assistant athletic trainer Jerica Neal, and assistant athletic trainer Kennedy Goff. First down and 10 for the Atlanteans from the Edward Waters 48-yard line. It's their second time today that the Atlanteans will start a drive in Edward Waters territory. 57-6 our score, with 8 seconds left to go here until halftime. Deller works from the gun, one backside card to his right is Dereonte Brown. 4 receiver set, twins to either side of the formation. Edward Waters rushing 4. You're on first down, takes the snap. Deller back to pass. Deller looking. Deller's going to be hit. Deller is going to be sacked. Throw up the hooks, Jaron Wilson. The Q-Dog gets the sack, and that's going to be the final play of the first half here from Jacksonville. Halftime here in the 904. It is all Tigers. Edward Waters 57, Atlantis 6. We'll take a timeout. We'll begin the Florida Army National Guard halftime report after this. Edward Waters leading 57-6. We'll take a timeout. Back with our halftime report after this right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Yes, sir. Start the halftime show. Bring it back to me. I'll say a few words about the first half. Then you'll play the blitz, and I did email you the halftime scoreboard. Okay, cool. Yeah, so halftime open. Bring it back to me. Then we'll take a commercial break, play the blitz, play another commercial break, play the HBCU scoreboard, and then just play commercial breaks until we come back for the third quarter. All right. Fantastic. Edward Waters absolutely dominant here in Jacksonville as we start the Florida Army National Guard halftime reports here in Jacksonville. Here on the Edward Waters Sports Network, Joshua Jackson here with you. Edward Waters leading Atlanta's 57-6 here at halftime. Just complete dominance from all three phases of this contest here for Edward Waters, really getting it done in all three phases, offense, defense, special teams. Just a tremendous effort here for Edward Waters here for Homecoming 2022. The Edward Waters University Triple Threat Marching Band is on the field, getting set to entertain the crowd here at Glover Community Field and Stadium. So it should be a fun halftime show. We'll take a look at it, enjoy that, while we step away for these quick commercial words. After this timeout for our listeners on 1010XL 92.5 FM, we'll go to the Box to Row Blitz. Then followed after that, we'll have the HBCU halftime scoreboard from Alvin Washington. At the break here at the Florida Army National Guard halftime report here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Edward Waters dominating by a score of 57-6. We'll take a timeout, begin the Box to Row Blitz after this as you are listening and watching Edward Waters Tiger football right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Yep. Then a halftime scoreboard. Yep. Yes. Cool. Gotcha. Then commercial, and then I should be back by then. Yep, I'll let you know. Thank you. All right, yep.
Historically Black College and University in the state of Florida, founded in 1866. The destination institution of emerging immigrants. From Matrix, Kevin, the Maestro McDuffin, Warren, Slim Pippin Duffin,
Say that again.
and head drum major.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep. Okay.
Planning the
Yes.
one furlong.
Okay. All right. Yep. All right.
The tantalizing trinity of HBCU drum majors known as the Kings of Kings Road. Boom! Today, we bring you a show like no other. A homecoming show like no other. But first, we will open up with Beyonce. Dressed to impress and moves that dress. with class, dignity, and fashion. Here's a taste of purple passion. Ladies and gentlemen, from Daytona Beach, Florida, Mainland High School, from Fort Myers, Florida, Dunbar High School, and we welcome our alumni. Today we celebrate 20 years of Purple Thunder.
Yes.
And today we have the original group. That's the first group. We also have the first decade, 2002 to 2012. We have the second decade, 2012 to 2022. And of course, our current Purple Thunder. Sit back, relax. Thunder, let it roll. The band is under the direction of Dr. Alvin A. Davis. Assistant directors, Dr. Stanley Holloway, Mr. Nicholas Jackson, Mr. Christopher Leonard, Mr. Ricky Oglesby. Auxiliary instructors, Miss Tiffany Davis, Mr. Rock Hudson. This has been another Triple Threat production. Triple Threat, out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field as we recognize the Edward Waters University Student Government Association and Royal Court. Student Government Association, Patricia Johnson. Student Government Association President, 2022-2023, Senior Communications Scholar, St. Petersburg, Florida. Ashton Scott, Student Government Association Vice President, 2022-2023, Junior Criminal Justice Scholar, Jacksonville, Florida. Chauncey Wale, Student Government Association Chief of Staff, Senior Communications Scholar, Jacksonville, Florida. Anaya Jackman, Student Government Association Secretary of Communications, Junior Biology Scholar, Jacksonville, Florida. Divine Oguguwa, Student Government Association Secretary of Academic Affairs, Junior Business Administration Scholar, Lagos, Nigeria. Divine Cooper, Student Government Association Chaplain, Sophomore, Business Administration Scholar, Titusville, Florida. Jordan Weeks, Student Government Association Co-Chaplain, Sophomore, Business Administration Scholar, New Orleans, Louisiana. Moshanda Durizet, Student Government Association Business Manager, Senior Business Administration Scholar, Miami, Florida. Talia Slaughter, Student Government Association Senior Class President, Senior Psychology Scholar, Orlando, Florida. Trevellis Wood, Student Government Association Sophomore Class President, Sophomore Biology Scholar, Kissimmee, Florida. And now the Royal Court. Amari Leaf, Mr. Edward Waters University, 2022-2023, Senior Communications Scholar, Orlando, Florida. Chandra Buffet, Miss Edward Waters University, 2022-2023, Senior Communications Scholar, Fort Myers, Florida. Davon Davis, King of 1866, Sophomore, Criminal Justice Scholar, Albany, Georgia. Tiana Austin, Queen of 1866, Senior Psychology Scholar, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Christian Capers, Mr. Senior, Senior Business Scholar, Jacksonville, Florida. Amari Bell, Miss Senior, Senior Sports Medicine Scholar, Orlando, Florida. O'Neill Daly, Mr. Junior, Junior Business Administration Scholar, Spanish Town, Jamaica. Renasia Hooks, Miss Sophomore, Sophomore Biology Scholar, Wildwood, Florida. Ryan Ash, Mr. Sophomore, Sophomore Psychology Scholar, Tampa, Florida. Cameron Sheets, Mr. Freshman, Freshman Psychology Scholar, Memphis, Tennessee. And Grace Biggs, Miss Freshman, Freshman Criminal Justice Scholar, Durham, North Carolina. 12 brought down after a short return. The Atlanteans get the ball.
All right, back here in Jacksonville. Sorry about the technical difficulties we had to start the contest, or start the second quarter, or second half, I should say. Edward Waters leading by a score of 57-6 here as we start the third quarter. As we start the third quarter here from Jacksonville.
First down on the play.
Atlanteans have it, first down and 10 after the completion, out to the 30-yard line of AU. Moving from right to left, takes the snap, out to the back, going over the right side this time. Short gain on the play. Maybe a gain of a half yard, if that. As we have a stop and play, and there's an Atlantean down. Out at around the 27-yard line. Again, just underway here in the third quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters with a dominant first half. As the Tigers racked up 302 yards of total offense there in that first half of play. 205 through the air, 97 on the ground. Or excuse me, 205 on the ground, 97 through the air. Second down and 10 for the Atlanteans from their own 30-yard line. Shotgun formation for Junley Deller. He'll take the snap, back to pass. He'll step up and run. He will be hit and brought down. Royce Washington makes the stop on the play as he gets out to around the 32, 33-yard line. A gain of 3 yards on the play for Junley Deller. Third and 10 for the Atlanteans. Ball spotted at their own 33-yard line. Atlantis was 1 for 7 on third downs in that first half of play. We're going to 10-minute quarters here, these last two quarters here in Atlantis. Takes the snap. Deller throwing far side. Pass is incomplete. It'll be third down.
Third down.
Fourth down on the incomplete pass, and the Atlanteans will punt this one away. Enzo Cordacero on at the punt. Back deep for Edward Waters is Ferrante Coward. Cordacero takes a high snap. There's movement along the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a false start against Atlantis. After the 5-yard penalty on the false start, it'll cost them 5. They'll back the football up to the 28-yard line. Fourth down and long. Atlanteans set to punt. Here's a high snap over Cordacero's head. It's going to roll all the way to the 1-yard line. Cordacero still bobbling it. It's recovered. It's a touchdown for Edward Waters.
Touchdown Tigers.
touchdown, Tigers. Faith Simmons into the end zone for the touchdown. There is an injured Atlantean, as he's being attended to by both the Atlantis and Edward Waters training staffs. But 63-6 our score. Just underway here in this third quarter of play from Jacksonville. Injured Atlantean hops up under his own power, takes his helmet, jogs off, limping a little bit. That's Joe Lawton, the injured Atlantean. So a touchdown on the botched snap. As Faith Simmons recovers it for the touchdown. Jake Bandy will come on for this extra point. Snap, spot, kick. It's up on the way. It's good. 7:13 left to go here. Third quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters 64, Atlantis 6. Let's take a timeout. Back with more after this here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. I'm trying to, man. It's just I got 15 things going on at the same time. I got my camera person not wanting to be the camera person. It's just a lot of stuff going on right now. So I'm doing all this for the most part by myself. And, trying to make sure stats are being run correctly, make sure the broadcast is going on. It's a lot, but I remind myself every day I love my job. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kickoff from Bandy goes out of bounds. Atlantis will have the ball from their own 35-yard line, but a botched snap. Fumble recovered by Faith Simmons, the freshman from the Atlanta area, East Coweta High School, gets into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Tigers extend the lead 64-6 against Atlantis. For homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters. Dominant performance here for Edward Waters this afternoon. Junley Deller, who has operated this Atlantis offense since about midway in the first quarter, will work from the shotgun formation. It'll be an empty backfield. 3 receivers over here to the near side left, twin receivers over to the far side right. Tigers in a 4-3 defensive alignment. Takes the snap, back to pass. Deller throws, pass is complete out to the 40-yard line, still on his feet, brings a couple Tigers with him, and finally cut down to the 42. As that pass was complete to Sir Mondre Williams. He'll get a gain of maybe 7 yards on the play out to the 42-yard line. Second down and 3 for Atlantis from their own 43-yard line. Shotgun formation, empty backfield. 5 receivers that'll take the snap. Back to pass. Looking, throws over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Joe Lawton. Pass incomplete. Joe Lawton, the intended receiver, brings up third down and 3 now for the Atlanteans from their own 42-yard line. Just underway here in this third quarter. Tigers dominating this afternoon at 64-6. Atlantis, again, in that first half was just 1 for 7 on third down. They're 1 for 8 now as they couldn't convert that third down to start this third quarter of play. Junley Deller will again work from an empty backfield. They'll go 5 wide. Trips over here to the near side left. Twins far side right. Tigers rushing 4 here. Put a receiver in motion. That'll create trips to the far side right as he takes the snap. Deller back to pass. Deller stepping up. Deller's hit. Deller is sacked.
The Tigers bring him down in the backfield.
Whole lot of purple in the backfield. Tay Williams making first contact there for Edward Waters. The freshman from Brandon High School and down in the Tampa area. Loss on the play, backs the ball up to the 34-yard line. And the Atlanteans will punt once again. 6:06 on a running clock here in the third quarter. All Edward Waters, 64-6. As quarter zero comes on to punt, it will be Damaris August back to field this punt here for Edward Waters. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. Nearly blocked out of the way. High hanging punt. Bouncing around the 40. Goes straight up in the air and finally down right there at the 40-yard line by Joe Lawton. 5:29 left to go here. Third quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters 64, Atlantis 6. Here for homecoming 2022 for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. Tiger offense getting set to come onto the field. Again, just a tremendous first half there for Edward Waters, posting 302 yards of total offense there in that first half. Pretty much a dominant performance on the ground. 205 yards of offense on the ground on 25 carries. Led by Spencer Carter with 5 carries for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. Keith Moore still in at quarterback for Edward Waters. Sophomore from Miami Edison High School. He's taking over from the midway point of the second quarter to give Jaron Russell a rest. He'll have it 1st and 10 from his own 40-yard line, operating from left to right. One backside car right, this time is Daniel Ingram. Stop and play. There's a delay of game penalty here against Edward Waters. Delay of game, the penalty against Edward Waters. Cost him 5. We'll back it up to the 35-yard line. 5:29 left to go third quarter. Edward Waters 64, Atlantis 6. Moore will work from the gun. Ingram the backside car right. Takes the snap. Hand off to Ingram. Ingram is going to be hit and cut down. Oh, still on his feet. And was able to make his way back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play as he was hit in the backfield by that mysterious number 21. Was able to break away, get forward, and get a gain of a yard out to the 36-yard line. 5:03 on a turning clock. Third quarter, Tigers leading 64-6. Pistol formation for Moore. Right behind him is Ingram. 3 receiver set. He'll take the snap. Turn in hand. This is Ingram. Actually, keep it for Moore. Moore left side. Moore is going to get out to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 9 on the play to make it 3rd down and a manageable 5 for Edward Waters. 3rd and 5 for the Tigers from their own 45-yard line. Moving from left to right here in this third quarter. Pistol formation, Ingram right behind Moore. Twin receivers over here to the near side right. Takes the snap, turn, hand to Ingram, up the gut, 1st down and more. Ingram gets tackled at the Atlantis 44-yard line. He'll get a gain of about 11 yards on the play, and a 1st down for Edward Waters as we move the chains. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Atlantis. Actually spotted at the 43-yard line, so give him a gain of 12 on that play for Daniel Ingram. Takes the snap, handoff. This is Ingram. Ingram coming right side now, inside the 40, cut down to the 35. Tough running there for Daniel Ingram. He'll get a gain of about 8 yards there on 1st down. 2nd down and 2 for the Tigers from the Atlantis 35-yard line. Moving right, dominating 64-6 with 3:49 left to go here in the third quarter. Shotgun formation for Keith Moore. 3 receiver set. There's movement. And it's going to be a false start or an offside. See what this penalty is going to be. False start the call against Edward Waters. So false start the call against the Tigers. It'll cost them 5. takes the snap. Handoff, near side. That is Greg Mango. Mango trying to break tackles inside the 35, cut down at the 34, 33-yard line. As we have a stop and play, and an injured Atlantean gets off the field. As you check that, there's another injured Atlantean on a knee. He hops up with Sean Wright, a defensive end. Fortunately, Atlantis did not provide heights, weights, hometowns, and previous schools of their players. Third down and a yard for Edward Waters after the tough run from Greg Mango. Ball will be spotted at the Atlantis 34-yard line. Clock winding as we approach 3 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Shotgun formation for Moore. Mango the backside, Carl left this time. They'll go 4 wide this time. Twins over here to the near side right, a single receiver far side to the left. They'll take the snap, turn, hand, Mango. Up the gut, first down and more, 25. Runs over a man inside the 20, cut down to the 15-yard line. Greg Mango with some tough running. The Daytona Beach Sea Breeze Sand Crab on the carry, and a first down for Edward Waters as we move the chains. First down and 10 for Edward Waters at the 16-yard line of Atlantis. Approaching 2 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. Again, we went to 10-minute quarters here in this second half. As the two coaches agreed to shorten this one. Fine by me, can quickly get to the barbecue after this one. First and 10 from the 17. Takes the snap. Hand off. This is Leonard Schultz. Schultz coming right side. 10, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Edward Waters. 70-6. As Leonard Schultz gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Jake Bandy coming on for this extra point here for Edward Waters. Snap back, set down. Kick, it's up, it's on the way. It is good. 1:35 to go here, third quarter from Jacksonville. Edward Waters 71, Atlantis 6. Take a timeout. Back with more after this here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Leonard Schultz with the 17-yard touchdown. Tigers rolling right now 71-6. Here's the kick from Jake Bandy. High and end over end. It'll be taken from around the 13, across the 15, across the 20, 25. Cut down at around the 30-yard line. As on the return again for the Atlanteans was Dante Murphy.
With the return.
It'll be first and 10 for the Atlanteans. They'll actually spot the football at around their own 29-yard line. Good football on tap today as Florida State playing today, as well as a big one up in Athens between Georgia and Tennessee. So a lot of good football here. 7-3 Georgia our score right now as we get the update from our 1010 XL headquarters over on Hogan Road. With 6:30 left to go there in that first quarter. They're between the hedges. First and 10 for the Atlanteans from their own 29-yard line. Junley Diller works from the gun, empty backfield. Takes the shotgun snap, jet sweep, handoff to the back, coming over to the wide receiver, coming over to the near side, then goes forward, gets cut down, maybe gets a gain of a yard on the play. As That was Dante Murphy on the carry.
This time,
On the reception, I should say. That'll go down as a forward pass for Deller.
and wave to the face
Gain of a yard on the play.
Thank you so much for coming to spend
Second
time
down
with
and
us
9.
during the President's inauguration.
From the 30-yard line. President Faison's family in the house as they were here yesterday for his inauguration. Takes the snap, back to pass, looking, Deller throwing far side pass complete out to the 35-yard line. Gain of about 6 yards on that play. The pass was complete to Murphy. Murphy goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It'll be third down and about 4 for the Atlanteans. Third and 4 for Atlantis from the 35-yard line. Clock runs at 26, 25, 24 seconds left to go here, third quarter. And that will be likely the final play of the third quarter as both teams walk over to their respective sidelines, and that'll be it for the third quarter. 3 quarters down, 1 quarter to go here from Glover Community Field and Stadium for homecoming 2022. Through 3, Edward Waters 71, Atlantis 6. Let's take a timeout. Begin the fourth quarter after this as you're listening and watching Tiger football right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network.
Calling all EWU students, we are currently winning the Ready, Set, Vote Florida HBCU Civic Engagement Competition, and we want to keep it that way. Help us beat Bethune-Cookman, Florida Memorial, and Florida A&M by taking the Ready, Set, Vote pledge. Visit the Randolph Institute tent near the Tiger statue for more details.
Set to begin the fourth here in Jacksonville. Edward Waters dominating Atlantis by a score of 71-6. Joshua Jackson here with you from the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium on the campus of Edward Waters University here in Jacksonville, Florida. Third down and 4 for the Atlanteans. Ball spotted at their own 35-yard line. They'll work from left to right as we see it and as you hear it. June Deller will work from the gun and empty backfield. Will take the snap. Back to pass. Sets with the screen. Pass complete out to the 40-yard line. They'll give him the 40 and a first down for Atlantis. As the pass was complete out to Sir Mondre Williams.
First down.
Going to gain a 5 on that play and a first down for the Atlanteans. 71-6 our score. Edward Waters dominating. 1 more quarter to go and we can get to the barbecue. Junley Deller works from the gun. 3 receiver set. Trip receivers far side to the left. Twins over here to the near side right. Stares at a 4-man front from Edward Waters on this 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Deller will take the snap. Back to pass. Deller looks. Deller's hit. Deller sacked. Tay Williams is back there. Get a sack for Edward Waters. Tay Williams gets between the guard and center. Gets the sack. The 6'1", 200-pound defensive tackle from Brandon High School in Tampa gets a sack on that play, a loss of 6 on the play, backs the football up to the 34. Tay gets back there, gets him a sack this afternoon. I mean, the Tigers are just absolutely rolling here for homecoming. 2nd down and 6 for the Atlanteans. Excuse me, 2nd down and 16, for the Atlanteans. Ball at the 34-yard line. Deller in an empty backfield once again. Twin receivers to either side of the formation. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Looking, throwing near side out route. Pass complete. Hit and submarined at around the 39-yard line. As the pass was complete over here on the near side, Sir Mondre Williams. But he's introduced to DJ Roberts. Roberts, the true freshman from Sanford, Florida Seminole High School. Gets a gain. Makes a stop on the play. It'll be a gain of about 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 11 from the 39-yard line of Atlantis. Empty backfield for Diller. 4 receivers set, 20 other side will take the snap. Back to pass, stepping up, is going to take the shot, throwing near the far side. Pass incomplete, well over the head of his intended receiver, Dante Murphy. It'll be 4th down, and the punting unit will come on here for Atlantis. Junlee Deller is coming on, begging for a late hit call. No flag thrown. As Deller will, I believe, make his way to the sideline to allow the punting unit to come on, or they're going to leave the offense on the field. They're going to leave the offense on the field on a 3rd down and 11 from their own 39-yard line. They will. On 4th down and 11 from their own 39-yard line. Okay. 4th down and 11 from their own 39. Empty backfield for Deller. They go 4 wide as Tywayne Stevens wisely calls a timeout. I couldn't believe you would want to call a play here. 4th down and 11. Ball at their own 39-yard line. I get it down 71-6. Trying to get something going positively, but discretion may very well be the better part of valor there. Don't forget, Election Day is this coming Tuesday. Be sure to make your way to the polls and vote, 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 vote. Please exercise your right. It's your privilege. Please go out and exercise your right to vote. I did some early voting earlier this week. Very proud that I was able to do that, but please take the opportunity to get to the polls and vote this coming Tuesday. Big election here. The sounds of candy being played. That's a nod to the Kappas, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, their stroll song. Offense is going to stay on the field here. 4th down and 11 from their own 39. Empty backfield for Diller. They go 4 wide. Tight end wing to the right. Shares at a 4-man front from Edward Waters. Puts the receiver in motion to create trips to the far side left. Diller will take the snap. Back to pass. Diller looking. Diller throwing over the middle. It's incomplete. Well over the head of his intended receiver and Darrell Gill. That's another turnover on downs. And a 1st down for Edward Waters. Tywayne Stevens rolled the dice there, down 71-6. He says, I have nothing to lose. There's Atomic Dog. I see some Q stepping over on the far side. (71-6), Edward Waters with 7:43 left to go here in this 4th quarter of play. David Johnson comes to the game at quarterback now for Edward Waters. A graduate transfer from Tennessee State University out of Oak Cliff, Texas. Proud graduate of South Oak Cliff High School. Free play is, again, Jamar Felder gets into the backfield of Edward Waters well before the snap. Obvious offside penalty on that play. That's going to give Edward Waters 5 free yards. The Tigers will scrimmage from the Atlantean 34-yard line. Be sure to stick around for the Ascension St. Vincent's postgame report. Stats, facts, and figures from this contest. We'll put a bow on this one and get ready for the AME Classic next week here in Jacksonville. Takes the snap. Jet sweep. Handoff. Far side. Turning the corner. It's on the carry for Edward Waters. Number 81 for the Tigers. Unfortunately, don't have an 81 on our roster. It's a gain of about 6 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers, as they will spot the football. At the Atlantis 33-yard line. Johnson in the gun, 1 back sidecar left. 3 receivers set. Twins near side left, single far side to the right. Stares at a 4-man front from Atlantis. Johnson puts the receiver in motion, takes the snap. Jet sweep, handoff to the receiver, up the gut. On that carry was Jermaine Tucker Jr., a freshman from Port St. Lucie and Treasure Coast High School. Has got a 1st down for Edward Waters as he gets the ball inside the 30 as they'll spot the football at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers from the Atlantis 26-yard line, moving left and dominating 71-6. Shotgun formation, one backside, car right. Three receiver set, twins near side to the left, single receiver far side to the right. Puts a receiver in motion. That's Keith Perry. He'll take the snap. That's a jet sweep to Perry. Perry tries the right side now. Perry still on his feet. Perry gets inside the 15 and goes down to the 14-yard line. Keith Perry from Raines High School here in Jacksonville will move the chains for a first down.
Tigers first down.
Keith Perry, the graduate from right here in Jacksonville, played his high school ball at Raines High School. Got his first carry of the season. It's a first down for the Tigers as they'll spot the football at the 15 of Atlantis. Clock runs with 5:43 left to go here. Head coach Toriano Morgan emptying out his bench. Up 71-6. Making sure everybody gets playing time here this afternoon. 15 on the play clock, 5:30 on the game clock. 10 seconds on the play clock now. 9 and 8, 7 and 6, 5 seconds and 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and it'll be a delay of game against Edward Waters. A 5-yard penalty against the Tigers. Back the football up to their own 20-yard line. 5:15 left to go here. Fourth quarter, 71-6 Tigers. David Johnson getting the offensive signals from assistant head coach and offensive coordinator Brian Jenkins Sr. Shotgun formation for Johnson. One backside, guard right is Daniel Ingram. Three receiver set. Johnson takes the snap. Looks, he'll tuck and run. Coming over to the near side left. Gets inside the 15, outside 10, 5, and can't get to the pylon, but he will get out of bounds at around the 7-yard line. So David Johnson gets a gain of about maybe 7, 8 yards on that play. It'll be second down and 2 with the ball spotted inside the 10 at the 7-yard line or 8-yard line. Clock runs, 4:30, 4:29, 4:28 left to go here. Tigers just taking the sweet time right now. Good sound from the Edward Waters trombone section getting it done over on that far side. 5 seconds and 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Johnson takes the snap, handoff. That's Ingram, right side, trying to get outside. Ingram's going to be hit and brought down at around the 9-yard line. A loss on the play. It looked like that was an intentional loss on that play. He's trying to get the clock continuing to run. .342, 3:41 left to go here, fourth quarter, and a dominant performance here from Edward Waters for homecoming. Be third down and about 4 for the Tigers from the Atlantis 9-yard line. The coach is giving the Tigers the instructions: don't snap the ball until you're well under 10 seconds on the play clock. 5 seconds and 4 seconds. Puts the receiver in motion. He'll take the shotgun snap. Jet sweep handoff. That's Tucker. Tucker is swallowed up in the backfield.
He's brought down in the backfield.
Tucker swallowed up in the backfield. Fourth down here on a loss on the play. The ball is going to be backed up to outside the 15 at around maybe the 16-yard line. So they'll spot it at the 15. It'll be fourth down and 10 from there. 2:49, 2:48, 2:47 up to go here. Fourth quarter in this contest. All Tigers at 71-6. Again, stick around for the Ascension St. Vincent's post-game report here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Stats, facts, and figures from this contest. We'll put a bow on this one. Get ready for the AME Football Classic to end the 2022 campaign of the Tigers of Edward Waters. Stop and play and a delay of game called against Edward Waters. So after the 5-yard penalty, or the delay of game, the Tigers have it 4th down and 15 from the 20. Shotgun formation. Johnson takes the snap. Jet sweep pitch. And hit and tackled in the backfield. There's that mysterious number 81. It'll be a turnover on downs and a first down for Atlantis with 1:46 left to go.
Turnover on downs.
Here in this 4th quarter of play. Tigers again will be back at home next week at 2 o'clock p.m. kickoff to conclude the 2022-23 campaign, as they will host their longtime rivals in the Yellow Jackets of Allen University, 2 schools members of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. The 3rd annual AME Football Classic. Edward Waters 2-0 in AME Classics. The Bishop's Trophy has spent winters and summers here in Jacksonville for the past 2 years. So the Tigers can make it a perfect 3-0 against Allen next week, 2 o'clock p.m. It'll also be senior day, as we'll say goodbye to our seniors and grad students for all of their work toward this Edward Waters University football program. A lot of promise here for this Edward Waters squad. A lot of great talent coming back for 2023. This is definitely a growing program here. It should definitely make some noise here in the SIAC. 1st and 10 for the Atlanteans. Takes the shotgun snap. Hand off to the back, going over the left side. Still on his feet outside the numbers at the 30-yard line. Will have the first down, as on the carry for Atlantis was Arquan Rodell. Rodell will have the first down for Atlantis. Clock runs, 1:35, 1:34, 1:33 left to go here, 4th quarter. Shotgun formation. One back sidecar right is Rodell. 3 receiver set. Put a receiver in motion. I'll play twins over here to this near side right. He'll take the snap. Hand off Rodell. Rodell hit and cut down at the line of scrimmage. Hit and stopped by Michael Thompson. Thompson gets his first action on the year, the freshman linebacker from Buford, Georgia, and Middle Creek High School. Under a minute to go. 2nd down and 10 from the 32. Deller works from the gun. 3 receivers at his disposal. He'll take the snap. Rolls over to the near side right. Will stop. Will throw. Backwards pass. That's incomplete. Tay Williams gets a late lick on Deller. No flag thrown. Clock will stop with 36 seconds left to go. Again, thank you to all those who have been watching on our YouTube channel. Bearing with us with some slight technical difficulties, but hey, we're back on YouTube. We're back streaming our games. We definitely appreciate your support. Appreciate you working with us through these technical difficulties that we've been experiencing. We're going to work through them and try to provide you as best of a stream as humanly possible as the season goes along. Not just through basketball, not just through football, but with basketball and softball coming up in the new year. 3rd down and 10 for the Atlanteans. He'll take the snap. Back to pass to Deller. Deller looking right, throwing right. Pass is up. It is incomplete. The pass was intended for Dante Murphy. Chris Hampton on the coverage for Edward Waters. Pass falls incomplete. It's 4th down and 10, and the clock will stop with 29 seconds left to go here in this 4th quarter of play. Score update from between the hedges, 2:14 left to go for first quarter, 14-3 Georgia over Tennessee in a matchup of the number 1 Tennessee Volunteers and the number 3 Georgia Bulldogs, the first college football playoff rankings from earlier this week. Of course, later on, we have got Florida State and Miami in a battle. Fourth down and 10. Deller will take the shotgun snap. Back to pass. Stepping up, throwing near side. Pass complete on the screen pass across the 40, 45. Outside the numbers. Goes out of bounds at midfield. Spotted at the 49 of Edward Waters. Making the reception was Joe Lawton. Lawton will have the first down in Tiger territory at the 49-yard line of Edward Waters. With 20 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter of play. Definitely be a happy homecoming for those of you who wear, love, and support the purple and orange. First and 10 for the Atlanteans on what hopefully will be the final play of this contest. 5 seconds, 4 seconds on the play clock now. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. 1 second delay of game against Atlantis. Delay of game against the Atlanteans will cost them 5 yards. They just do not want me to get over to the barbecue. Come on now, fellas. So after the 5-yard penalty, Atlantis will scrimmage from their own 46-yard line. All that work to get pushed back 5 yards. First and 15 from the 46 of Atlantis. Deller works from the gun. 3 receiver set. 1 backside guard to the right. Takes the snap. Back to pass is Deller. Deller stepping up. Deller throwing near side. Just threw that one away. Under all kinds of duress there from both Tay Williams and Ricardi Joseph. The clock will stop with 13 seconds left to go. Seconds left to go here in this contest. It'll be a second down and 15 for Atlantis from their own 46-yard line. Again, the Ascension St. Vincent's postgame report will come right after this timeout, after this contest. Stats, facts, and figures will take the snap. Hand off. That's Rodell. Rodell still on his feet, cut down, maybe at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Tate Williams on the stop. And that finally, barbecue time, will be the final play of this contest here from Jacksonville. Absolute dominance for Edward Waters. Final score here from Jacksonville reads Edward Waters 71, Atlantis 6. We'll take a timeout. We'll begin the Ascension St. Vincent's postgame report after this as you are listening and watching Edward Waters University football right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Yes, there should be one that says postgame. Yes. I'll come on and talk about stats. Go to commercial, come back, bring it to me. We'll talk about next week, and we'll put a bow on this one. Now, it's been a good game for Edward Waters when the quickie reports, which are normally just 1 sheet of paper, come out with 2 sheets of paper. That's a big one there for Edward Waters as the Tigers put up 396 yards on total offense, almost 300 yards rushing this afternoon for the Tigers, and a dominant homecoming victory, 71-6 over the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. Welcome into the Ascension St. Vincent's postgame report here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. Joshua Jackson here with you. And just dominance here from Edward Waters here today. 39 carries, 299 yards on the ground. Through the air, the Tigers just had 97 yards through the air. 396 yards of total offense this afternoon for the Tigers of Edward Waters. Edward Waters really getting it done today in all phases of the contest. Jaron Russell finishing 5 of 7 passing this afternoon for 40 yards today. On the ground, leading for the Tigers was Leonard Schultz, who had 3 carries for 63 yards and a touchdown. Spencer Carter had 5 carries for 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyler King, 3 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown as well for the Tigers of Edward Waters. Junley Deller, the leading passer for Atlantis, 7 of 16 passing for 46 yards. He also had a touchdown. Aquan Rodell, the leading rusher for the Atlanteans, 8 carries for 34 yards. Joe Lawton is the leading receiver for Atlantis. He had 3 receptions for 34 yards today for the Atlanteans of Atlantis University. Leading the way defensively for Edward Waters was Quintorio Dre Powell, 5 tackles on the afternoon. Tay Williams had 4 tackles. Chase Powers with 3, and Whitmire Garcon with 3 as well for the Tigers of EWU. Tigers get it done today. Happy homecoming for them. 71-6 our final, as the Tigers move to 4-5 on the year with the victory, while Atlantis falls to 1-3 on the year with the defeat here in Jacksonville. Go ahead and we'll take our final timeout here on the Ascension St. Vincent's postgame report here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. When we come back, we'll preview next week's big contest here at home to close out the 2022 campaign. The Tigers will host the Yellow Jackets of Allen University in the 3rd annual AME Football Classic. A happy final here from Jacksonville, 71-6. Edward Waters gets the victory. We'll take a timeout. We will come back, talk about next week's contest here in Jacksonville after this timeout right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. There should be one that says close after I finish the broadcast. After I finish the broadcast, there should be one on there that says close. Okay. Yes. Thank you, brother. It's been a while, but yes, I have. It's been a while for Edward Waters. I will say that, but that was a big one today for us. Absolutely. Exactly. Yep. Happy final here from Jacksonville as we continue the Ascension St. Vincent's postgame report here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. The Tigers get it done this afternoon. They knock off Atlantis by a final score of 71-6. Joshua Jackson here with you. We'll conclude the 2022-2023 campaign next week here at home in the 3rd annual AME Football Classic at the Tigers. Will take on the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. Big contest. Definitely come on out. Get your tickets now at ewutigerpride.com. Definitely log on. Get your tickets today for big contest next week here at home as we take on the Yellow Jackets of Allen University in that 3rd annual AME Football Classic. A battle for the Bishop's Trophy. It will also be the final contest of a lot of seniors on this contest. The final contest for the seniors as well as for our graduate students. Taking place here this afternoon, next Saturday here in Jacksonville. Again, at 2 o'clock p.m. next Saturday, November the 12th. Again, get your tickets now at ewutigerpride.com. I want to see a big crowd here this afternoon as the Tigers and Yellow Jackets battle for the Bishop's Trophy next week here in Jacksonville. That will do it for the Ascension St. Vincent's postgame report, and that'll also do it for our broadcast here this afternoon. So, for all those who make this broadcast possible, all of our great sponsors, all of our producers, everyone who makes this broadcast possible, my name is Joshua Jackson. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. It's a happy homecoming for Edward Waters, as we know you enjoyed the outcome. Final score here from Glover Community Field and Stadium reads Edward Waters 71 and Atlantis University 6. Take care. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you again next week as we close up the season right here on the Edward Waters Sports Network. So long, everybody. Thank you, brother. Okay. Sure, man. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. All righty. Bye-bye. right, so those of you who've been watching on our YouTube channel, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you for bearing with us with these technical difficulties that we've been having. We definitely look to get these better as the year goes along. So thanks. Have a great weekend. Happy homecoming, Tiger Nation. To those of you who are from Atlantis, who support the Atlantis University Atlanteans, keep supporting those young men. They definitely deserve your support. We appreciate you guys for watching. God bless. We'll talk to you again next week. So long.